Tinfoil hat.
Oh, what the fuck are you guys even talking about?
Global controls will have to be imposed, and a world governing body will be created to enforce them.
Welcome to Tinfoil Hat. We go deep, homeboy. Aaron, open your mind. Drink from the fountain of knowledge. There's lizard people everywhere. That's some interdimensional shit. Wake up, Aaron.
This is only the beginning.
Dude, you just blew my mind.
Are you ready to get your mind blown?
Revolution will be podcasted.
Welcome to Tinfoil Hat, live from the Wise Wolf Gold and Silver Studios. That's right. Go to samtripoli.gold, use the promo code TINFOIL, and you too can get in on the Press Metals game for as little as $50 a month. Press Metals sent right to your house. Listen, the fiat money's gone crazy. They're just printing it. It's worth less and less. Take your money, buy Press Metals, and secure that bag, dog. Very excited to have our second guest in studio. We're very excited about that. He's on the Union of the Unwanted. He's almost putting up Sam Tripoli numbers when it comes to podcasting. You're on another podcast all the time. You're running blogs. You're the total package. Sometimes I have no clue why you're in the conspiracy world because you're dominating in everything else. Very excited to have in studio one of my favorite people on planet Earth, Charlie Robinson. How are you, buddy?
Oh, very good, very good. Thank you for having me. Good to be back. You know, we did this in studio the first time in 2018.
Yes.
And, well, we saw each other in Nashville earlier.
Yeah.
This. Did you ever see the video that Tease put together?
No.
You should
Was it
watch
good?
the mini documentary, The Union of the Unwanted, and The Last American Vagabond. It's great. There's a good scene in there, you and me, on the swing.
Yeah. With puppies.
With
right?
puppies.
Yeah.
If you've ever wondered what Sam looks like in a rainstorm, in a nice Tennessee rainstorm.
Rainstorm,
on a
it was
swing,
like what was it? It was a hurricane or something.
It was a little bit more than a rainstorm. But we had, at that event.
Still got mud from the event in my sneakers. I can't get it out.
Yep. At that event, the lady whose house we were using had a dog that had 10 puppies. And so we were just rotating through puppies. They were right off camera. So there's a great scene where you and I are talking about how the Union of the Unwanted came about being back in 2020. And, I mean, you can't tell I have a head full of mushrooms in it, but I
couldn't tell. I didn't know you were tripping balls.
Well, listen, I mean, I was.
Hey,
when
man,
we were up
when
on
in Rome.
stage and everything, it was all good. I mean, you know,
It was a fun event. Steve put on a great event.
Great event.
And it was a lot of fun. Now, the Union of the Unwanted is a great show. Somebody came on Doomscroll and goes, why'd you guys abandon it? I haven't abandoned it. It's just scheduling issues. And if I'm available, I'll always jump on it. I think it's one of the most important conversations on the internet. I know a bunch of people who have lost their YouTube channels, gone back. Ricky's one of them. The Truth Cat, who used to come on our show all the time, she lost a lot of weight. Now she's like touring. She's a smoke show. She just out of nowhere said they just gave her YouTube back. She has no clue why. Just one day she woke up and there it was.
Same with Corbett.
So it's good to see that people, I feel like the market has forced them to kind of change their ways.
Yeah, I hope.
I mean, you want to say, is it something to do with Trump? We're not the biggest Trump fans here. We celebrate things that we like. We call out his bullshit on things we don't like. Would take him over any of these Democrats, but that doesn't really mean anything. It's kind of two wings of the same rotten bird. But it's good to see people getting back. We now have two channels. We had no channels. Now we have two channels because a fan was nice enough to start putting out our episodes, and he gave it back to us. And we're, people are like, it's so funny. Johnny was just talking about this. People are like, dude, this show's like so well done. Where'd it come from? You're like, it's been around for almost 9 years, dude.
Yeah, people are commenting on that new channel like, boy, why don't you guys have any bigger numbers than this? It's crazy. It's a great show.
But I have my fingers crossed that hopefully it stays like this for whatever it is, because it's not uncensored, but it's way better than what it was, a year ago?
Well, nobody
so
was,
I'm just hopeful that maybe whatever happens, it stays like that.
I sent you that, Sam. I sent you the from our analytics. You can see how many non-subscribers are seeing the videos, and it's the ratio is on that channel is much higher. It's like more than a third of the people viewing the videos, and then normally that for a tinfoil episode, if we post it to our channel, it'd be like 10% or less. So, yeah, the shadow ban.
Yeah, they don't share it.
It's a little less. Yeah,
they just don't share it. What were you going to say, Charlie?
Well, I had a channel years ago, but I couldn't build on it. It's like building on a quicksand foundation. What's the point? You know, I can't direct people, go to my YouTube channel, check it out, because it could be there one day and then gone the next. It's gone. You know, I mean, I didn't even, you know, do you censor what you put on YouTube?
Well, do you use a program, XG, to tell you what words to censor?
Yeah, there's no way I could listen to the whole thing, catch every F-bomb, every N-bomb, everything. No, there's a program. You just type in what word you want it for you to find. Like the other day, I was like, what? What was the episode with who?
With Justin Brown?
Yeah, we had 137 F-bombs.
that's great.
And I had to take them all down, which is kind of easy once it tells you exactly what it is, but it's still 137 things I got to take out.
If YouTube gave a shit though, they could do that. They could flip a switch and it would do that automatically. But they don't want to help you.
They want you to work.
Yeah,
they want you to figure it out.
And then what they allow the mainstream people to say versus what they allow us to say is just, and old school conspiracy theorists are still censored. Like you see these new channels popping up saying the same thing, maybe in a shinier way.
Yeah.
They get huge numbers, like 180,000, 200,000, which was what we were getting way back when this thing started before. You know, if you were on YouTube around 2015, 2016, that's when you just started getting, right after that, Hillary Clinton just destroyed all of us.
That's when Activist Post went through the Disinformation 200, along with Zero Hedge and WikiLeaks and all those news sites that in 2016, they just said, they made a big list. They said, all you that are on that, we're going to turn off your reach. We're going to kick you out of the Google marketplace for ads and sponsorship. And it turned a lot of, it was, I think that was probably the most effective way to shut people up, was to just turn off the money.
Yeah.
A lot of people had to reevaluate, like, do I really love this? Am I doing this for the right reasons? Am I doing it for money, or am I doing it for the love of the game? Because at one point you could say, I love this and I'm making money. But then once they turn the money off on YouTube, you know, or just freedom of speech, but not freedom of reach. And then even the freedom of speech went away. And then you have to go, oh, shit. I mean, do I really want to do this for a living? Write books that nobody will buy, or, you know, talk about subjects that the second the algorithm hears one of the words, I'm going to get my reach throttled if I'm not just straight up banned. So I think anybody that came in that 2016 to 2023 era faced nothing but censor. I've never existed in an industry where I wasn't throttled from the start. I just wouldn't even know what to do if the and I'm not asking for special treatment or anything. I just want to be treated like everybody else is treated.
Oh, no, I'm with you on that. And if you watch, again, we've talked about it here before, what the algorithm pushes is sex, stupid, violence, or you piss people off. Now, if you piss off the elites, then they don't like that. But if you piss off everybody else, they're like, "Oh yeah, here, check this out. It's gonna piss you off," and it sucks. And for me, trying to go on the road and try to sell tickets, it was death, dude. Because I had a big following, but naturally, some people are like, "Okay, I've heard enough from them." Or, they just find other shows, and it's just the reality situation. It was hard to bring new people in to replenish it. And so it just would start to go down, 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 and down. And now it's kind of opening up, and it's a blessing. I wonder how long it's going to last, or if it's just so they can net everybody that's a shit talker and throw us in the FEMA camps, because I know my FEMA camp number is going to be in single digits. Yeah. I'll probably be number 9. I should just make that shirt into like a soccer jersey and just put number 9 FEMA.
FEMA right? Region.
Yeah.
What region is this?
Yeah.
Where are we here?
Region 4.
All right. Yeah.
So, Charlie, you sent me a movie to watch. A lot of people do that. I don't always have time to watch it, but you know, I love everything you do. So I decided to check it out. What was the name of the movie?
Barnum World.
Barnum World. And I'm going to be honest with you, it's excellent.
It is excellent.
It's a great movie.
I can say that because I did not really have anything to do with it.
You voiced it.
I
right?
parachuted in at the end as the narrator and as the off-camera interviewer. But that's Drew and Legal Man. They are the brains behind it.
I love Legal Man. The Legal Man on Twitter.
Yeah.
He's great.
He's Natty Jones, the star of it. If anyone's seen Jones Plantation,
yes,
it's the same director who directed Jones Plantation, and then Mr. Jones from the movie is also Natty Jones in Barnum World, which is a mockumentary. Okay, and so you can appreciate this as a comedian. There's sometimes you just have to tell the truth in a way that gets around people's barriers, right? And if you want to sit somebody down and have a lecture about 9/11 or COVID, it typically doesn't go very well. But if you can disguise that with humor and you can do it in a way that's disarming. We've watched plenty of documentaries. I love documentaries. But when Best in Show came out, and you watch what they can do with a mockumentary or Spinal Tap or something like that, you go, oh, that's an angle that's really fascinating. And when they started talking about about Barnum World, at first it was going to be just a straight documentary, but anyone can really do that. And when they came up with the idea that this was going to be, so the theme of the show is that Natty is a
Hollywood producer.
He's a big shot Hollywood producer. He's been in the game for a long time. And I am an interviewer who has been up his ass for a while trying to get him to sit down and talk to us about how it all works. And we finally were able to do it. He agreed to the sit down in his Arizona compound. We go out there, set up all the cameras, get it all ready, set this guy down. And you want to hate him. You know, he looks like a Hollywood scumbag. You know, he's got the suit and the hair and all of that. And
the attitude.
And you want it. You go, I know guys like that. But the thing about him is that he never lies throughout the movie. He tells the truth. The problem is that most people aren't ready for the truth. And it comes across as feeling, well, I mean, you're just unprepared for it. So you want to hate the guy, but you wind up kind of liking him because he's not being dishonest with you. He's just telling it like it is, and you can't hate him, as he says. I didn't invent the game. I don't even agree with the game, but I'm part of the game.
Yeah.
And when you know what the game is and you know how it's played, and so anyway, this is an opportunity for people to watch a comedy, you know, but to get a great education about what's really going on.
Is there a trailer for it?
No.
No trailer.
He didn't do a trailer for it. No. He was going to, but he said, no, we're just going to... He put it out for free. It's on YouTube. You can go...
It's great.
Go to Drew Media, just type up Drew Media, and it's everywhere now. I think it's Rumble, wherever you get stuff like that. But if you're interested, Barnum World. It's fantastic. It's what you can do when you understand the source material really well. This would have never worked if Drew Treglia was some Hollywood producer. Or, some Hollywood director who's like, I understand. I want to do a mockumentary on the conspiracy world. No, Drew, the director, understands the material better than anybody. So that's why it's so much better. It's so fun. The way you cut in the B-roll.
Oh, yeah, dude.
You watch
so many
the interview,
clips.
the guy's giving an answer, and then you've got this B-roll component to it as well that's showing.
It's really good, dude.
I'm guessing it's that one right there, right?
That's it, yeah.
It's really good,
It's got
dude.
the views.
We'll put the link in the description so you guys can go right and find it. But it's really good, dude. And like all the clips they use just enforce everything he's saying, reinforces everything he's saying. Yeah. He looks exactly how you think a bad guy. I mean, dude, the clips he finds of what people are saying is so insane.
Yes. And there's a disclaimer at the beginning of the film that he put in there that said, nothing was changed. You can deceptively edit things if you wanted to. You could take a harmless piece of film and cut it up in a way and make somebody look like an asshole. He didn't do that. He didn't need to. They were doing a good enough job by themselves. In fact, that's part of the authenticity of it, is that you don't need to embellish this. Just take your hands off the wheel and let them talk.
Yes.
If you let them talk, they'll tell you what the plan is.
Yes.
You'd be surprised how upfront and honest they are, because they're in this circle where they're used to talking about it with each other. It's like us in the so-called conspiracy world, right? You know, I know 9/11, you know 9/11, we know, we can have an inside, conversation. We make the assumption that everybody, you meet somebody at Starbucks and you think they're in on that level too. And we start talking about things and they go, whoa, whoa, whoa. That's how it is with these guys. They're used to talking with each other and they're used to knowing about the game and the plan and how it all works. It's all, this is bullshit and this is real and this is fake and this is how it actually works and all that. And every now and then it slips out and the general public goes, were you supposed to say that? And he did a great, Drew did a fantastic job of finding these clips. And it's one of these movies, he loves hiding Easter eggs in there, by the way, I'll just tell you that. But it's one of these films that you can watch a couple of times, and the second time and the third time, you'll see something or you'll notice something that you didn't catch the first time. It's one of the hallmark traits of a brilliant director, the way he's done this. And I spent a lot of time with Drew talking to him about the way he sees this and the way he thinks about this. And some people are reactive, and I suppose they're reactive in their directing style. Well, let's see what happens. Maybe we could do this. Maybe we could do that. Drew is somebody that comes in with a clear and defined vision for what he wants done, and he's flexible if there's a better idea. But man, he's got it. And to talk to him about what he's doing and why he sees, well, we're doing this because in this scene, boom, 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 that'll happen, right? So everything's well thought out. I just think the movie's great, and I was flattered because with Jones Plantation, Berwick and I wrote Controlled Demolition of the American Empire, and then we put that out in November of 2020. Then with the money from that came in, we diverted that to Jones Plantation, to the movie, so that Jones Plantation could have additional revenue. They were raising money from other sources too. We weren't the only source. We were just part of it. So we were pushing money to them with Jones Plantation. And of course, the movie got made and it was fantastic. And Drew likes macroaggressions. And so he's listening to, he's driving around.
Who doesn't?
Well, thank you. But, by the way, if those of you who do like macroaggressions, will you do me a favor and go on there and rate the show?
Rate the show,
give me
guys.
5 stars.
The days of just sitting back and chilling are done. You got to be proactive.
We're fighting the algorithm battle, baby. I need the swarm's help. But anyway.
Oh, and by the way, real quick, if you're watching on YouTube, hit the subscribe button, hit a like, leave a nice comment. I'm saying that on every one of my shows, too. And if you want to see me live, sorry about this, go to samtripoli.com. Next weekend, I'm going to be in Chicago, Illinois. Then I'll be in Ventura. Then I'll be in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And then Oklahoma City. And then the big show. I'm at the Fat Man at the Comedy Mothership. Very honored that they let me have my own weekend. And then Skankfest, which is the best time ever. And dude, I have nothing but great gigs, all-time bangers. Then I have Tinfoil Hat Comedy Night. It will be live in Las Vegas at the Virgin Hotel. So we're doing a Friday night in the Virgin Hotel, and then we're doing a Sunday night for Raiders versus Browns. Then Minneapolis, and then, of course, New Year's, we will be closing it out at the Dojo of Comedy. Very excited about that. Robbie the Fighter Bernstein and Shane Cashman will be joining me live on stage. Please rate and review. When I watch this film, I go, oh, dude, LA is in trouble. I always feel that when I watch Hibbler's. Hibbler has a new show out. Will you look it up if you can find Hibbler? He's got a new thing about spraying the skies. That's out too as well. So we'll include the links on that. Hibbler's been putting out absolutely studio level shows, like movies, like docs. Studio level, dude. And when I watch his stuff and I watch this movie we're talking about, I was like, dude, the game is changing.
I know.
Hollywood will have no power, and it will actually be very weird because it will go back to the old school where the artists tell the suits what is entertainment. We had a great Union of the Unwanted show last week that was a director's cut. And we had a bunch of the, we had Andy Wakefield on, we had Drew Strop-by-Teese. The barriers to entry for filmmaking have been removed. If you have the talent and the ability, the Download films. Go to that.
The equipment itself, the prices have come down so low that just about anybody can jump into,
especially in movies.
And of course, not all directors are the same. Some are better than others, and that gets figured out. Oh, there we go. Level with me. Interesting.
Yep, that just came out. No. He had a new one come out.
Yeah.
No, but it's about let's see if it's the chemtrails. Yeah, we'll see where it is. I'll make sure the link is in there. Let me just see real quick. Go on.
This is something that the actual alternative media has been fantastic about doing, is to bypass Hollywood and get these projects done themselves. And we have a project we're working on, Sam, Independent Media Token. I got to talk to you about that as well.
Okay.
One of the things, it's a crypto coin, which normally I would say, I'm not really interested in some sort of shit coin. But the difference on this one is that in the buying and selling transaction process,
I just sent to you
from the protocol, it kicks a 1% transaction fee into a pool, and then that money is going to be used as the funding mechanism for the alternative media to get projects made.
I like that.
So this is going to allow us not just documentary series or television or TV shows or movies, but also live events. We've been talking about doing these live events for a while. We talked about doing a live Union of the Unwanted in Vegas for.
I would love that, dude.
Dreaming about that for a couple of years. I think at some point.
What's going on?
Very good.
I would love that, dude. I think it's very, very important.
The live event, and you know this from stand-up, the live events, getting around people and being in person with them changes everything. It's a bond that you can't replicate online. It's great to, it's great that we have the technology to do all the interviews remotely. And of course, during the COVID era, it was extremely helpful. But the ability to get in person with people, either at the Third Eye Carnivals that we're doing and Acapulco, I
gotta go to one of those.
I've been fortunate enough to be the MC for the last 2 years of an Acapulco.
You're so great, dude.
It's just the best. You got to get out there. You get around like-minded people. You remind yourself you're not insane. You're just seeing things that other people can't see or won't see, and you're seeing it early, so everyone thinks you're a little bit nutso, but you're really not. And once you get around these people, you realize that this is your tribe. These are the people that you can actually have the conversations with about these important topics. And so, if you're somebody, if one of these Third Eye Carnivals or Sam doing live comedy somewhere, it's important that we go and support the people that we like. First of all, just support them, but also that crowd, the energy, the networking, the feeling that you get in the aftermath of that. It's hard to replicate.
It's fire, dude.
It is. It's really important that people do that.
It's called Chemtrails, Hibbler's
that's it.
New special. It's on YouTube, which is a sign of great things that Hibbler can put these videos on YouTube. It's great. And then, of course, it gets the Wikipedia thing down there. So, very interesting times, Charlie.
And in this whole summer has been like the weirdest thing. Tease, he followed me around for 5 months doing this mini doc, which was fine. It was great to hang out with Tease. But again, it goes back to like in the alternative media. Sometimes you just have to make a decision to go out there and do it. He's doing a part of a mini documentary series over at conspiracysynergy.com. He started with the Grimerica guys. He did Derek Bros.
We love them. We got to get him back on.
Love them too. He did one on Derek Bros, Hervoye Morich, and then the Union of the Unwanted, Last American Vagabond. Then he followed me. He was with me in Acapulco and Nashville and Denver and Pueblo. And he put that out. So if you're interested, if you want to see what's going on in behind the scenes, you can either go to YouTube if you're there and put T Snyder, Teace Snyder, one word altogether, and find his channel and watch all of them because it's part of a bigger project. He's doing a bigger documentary, but he's following people that he considers to be important in the alternative media. He left me. I took him to the airport to go to Philly to do Mark Passio. So he was with Mark Passio for a week, getting into that, and you know how intense
Mark is
be.
Intense, but we love it.
Yeah, exactly. And he's been doing outstanding work for a long time. So there are authentic, real life filmmakers out there that are talking about the important topics, but you just have to know where to go to get them. Because Tisa's stuff is on YouTube and Drew's movies on YouTube. I don't know how. I don't know, and for how long. And again, I'm glad your channel came back. I'm glad Ricky's and Corbett's and everybody's came back.
I think it's important. I think it's just, even though we don't live in a pure capitalist society, I think it is capitalism and where the eyeballs going. Yeah. And because of YouTube censored everybody, places like, and I know people have a problem with Peter Thiel, but Rumble, I know people have a problem with Elon Musk, Twitter, and our good friends at Rockfin who, have gone through some stuff. They try to, I think Rockfin is a great place for premium content. I think they got in trouble by boarding too many of the outlaws that they kind of tripped off the alarms to the elites, and they kind of had to deal with that. But I think there's a lot of alternative places to go. And if you don't get it on YouTube, guys, nobody's asking you to get in your car, fly on a plane. We're asking you to just put another address into your address bar and look up these places that are on great places like Shoot and Odyssey, and who are like aren't humongous websites, even though they should be, but they're OGs trying to allow the truth to get out. Hey guys, real quick, I'll tell you about our good friends at Wise Wolf Gold and Silver. They sponsor the studio, they sponsor the show. We love Tony and everybody over there. And guys, the fiat currency is out of control. They're printing it nonstop. You got this money. Buy gold and silver, buy precious metals, stabilize your cash. Let me tell you about Wise Wolf Gold and Silver. If you're paying attention, you know that de-dollarization is real. Fiat is fake, and you don't want to be left holding the bag when the dollar collapses. Gold and silver has been money through all of recorded history and are an excellent way to protect yourself from inflation and geopolitical turmoil. That's why I trust my friends at Wise Wolf Gold and Silver for all things precious metal. Veteran-owned and an A+ rating by the Better Business Bureau. No transaction is too big or too small, and you can even roll over your 401k or IRA into physical gold and silver. And if you think you can't afford precious metals, think again. With the Wolf Pack monthly membership program, you can get gold and silver delivered directly to your door for as little as $50 a month. Wise Wolf Gold and Silver also deals in and accepts Bitcoin. So go to samtripoli.gold, promo code tinfoil at checkout to receive free constitutional silver. And remember, in the world of bulls and bears, be the wolf. Guys, if you listen to any of my shows, you know what I've been talking about. What I've been talking about is legalized vigilantism, okay? We need to take the streets back, okay? You got to dress. You got to be ready for it. And the best way to dress for it is our good friends at True Classic. That's right. It is gear for the streets, but also, let's say you're on the way to a wedding or a board meeting or a night at the town. You never know when shit's going to pop, and that's why you got to get True Classic. It is gear for high kick to the heads, okay? Black Ops operations, whatever you need, True Classic has it. They got shirts, they got pants, and I'm telling you, dude, look at me, dude. If someone just busted right through there right now, some Nazi communists came in, I could kick any of them in the head. I'm still sore from jiu-jitsu yesterday, but True Classic lets me know I look good and I'm dangerous at the same time. And if you're looking for that good-looking, dangerous look, that is True Classic. There's nowhere better to get it. They got shirts, they got pants, they got everything you need, total thing. And listen, dude, if girls can wear yoga pants to a wedding, you can wear True Classic to the board meeting. That's my opinion. Dress to impress, dress to be lethal. That's what I say. And True Classic is the best at that. So listen, guys, here's what we need you to do. If you want to upgrade your wardrobe and save at True Classic, just go to trueclassic.com/tinfoil and upgrade your wardrobe and get lethal. good looking, deadly. That's what we want. Thanks True Classic for sponsoring the show. A lot of people are now getting in conspiracies. I feel like there's more conspiracies than ever. It's a little bit more mainstream than it was before. You know, we see Whitney Cummings has fully ran headfirst into it. And I think,
really? I didn't know.
Oh, yeah. She's a huge conspiracy theorist now. And I told you, when women have kids, they get way more conservative. And it's a big problem that women aren't having children right now because then they become ultra progressives, which isn't good for society. But when you start to see that stuff coming, it's a good sign. Now, the problem is this, is that the people who are afraid to dip their toe into conspiracies, they think it's a lot of work. They think it's like inundating. It's like overwhelming. It's not at all. What you're doing is learning the game plan of the elites so you don't fall for their psyops. That's really what this is all about. I make no illusions that I'm going to change anybody. I can't change anybody. People have to change. They have to take in the data, realize what's high vibrational in their life, what's low vibrational in life, and what the lizard people are trying to get them to do. Once you realize that and you start making changes, life gets better. It just does. I pull out all my emotions from it. I'm not like doom and gloom. I'm not like we got to overthrow the government. I'm not any of that stuff. I'm like, the only thing I can control is myself and what I teach my children. That's it. The people around me, if they ask me a question, I'll tell them what I believe. If they want to get an argument on it, I stop arguing with them. Believe whatever you want. I don't care. I do this for a living. This is what I love to talk about. I've been talking, I went to my jiu-jitsu class and the guy who teaches there, Alder, was like, man, you know so much. I go, I've been doing it 9 years, dude. It's like I've talked to all the greats who have done the heavy research. I have a really good understanding. I don't think you'll ever understand all of it because I don't think it's possible. But I have a good understanding of what they're doing and how I cannot fall for their tricks. That's all it's about.
I red-pilled 2 very nice lesbians this morning at the Denver airport, I'll have you know. I was going through security, and we get to hand them your ID, and she says, Stan, these 2 ladies were in front of me, and she says, look at the camera. I go, no, thanks, I'll opt out. And she goes, okay. And she hands me my license back, and then she goes, I need you to scan your boarding pass over here. And she goes, and the ladies go, they didn't ask me to scan my boarding pass. Why'd they do it with you? I said, because I opted out of the photo. And they go, you can do that? I go, oh, yeah. I said, it says down there, but they don't advertise it. She goes, oh. And I said, you got to opt out of the pat down, too. They're like, wait, why? Wait, how do you know this? She goes, you must work in IT. I go, well,
you must know
kind of.
Yeah, it's super interesting because it's like convenience. They try to make it, the more you give into us, the more convenient your life gets,
Yes.
and our convenience will be our enslavery.
Yeah, you should have seen us coming back from an Acapulco, connecting through Dallas. There was a bunch of us on that Acapulco to Dallas flight.
That one's been a hard day for TSA.
Clearing customs. I look back, I go through, everybody is opting out. So there's a line of people to do the pat down, and I see this guy yelling at the TSA lady going, get me your manager, bring your manager out here, I dare you. And I was like, oh, it's going to be a long day for these
Long
people.
day. They talk about that forever. Remember that day when all those weirdos came through?
Yeah. But these ladies were willing, they wanted to know. They said, how do you know? I said, I write books about government overreach and things like that. Oh, and she's like, well, tell me more about, and I was like, I'm about to get the pat down. Because they said, move over here. This is where you stand for the pat down. And the ladies are watching. And I said, watch and learn. That's what I said.
And so he goes to pat you down. You said no?
No, he goes to pat me. No, he wanted me to go through the body scanner, and I won't do it. I say I want the pat down. She's like, all right, so you opt out of both of them? I'm like, yeah, you got to opt out of the photograph, and you got to opt out of going through the scanner. You got to make them do the pat down. And they're like, okay. I'm like, next time you go through the airport, you trap. And she's like, what's your name? So I gave her my name. She was typing it in her phone because they were going off somewhere, and she's like, I'm going to buy your book. So I
love that, dude.
You make your impact where you can. You know what I mean? Some people will listen to you. Some people will think you're nuts. That's okay. But you impact the people who you think are listening, who are genuinely curious. If somebody wants to argue with you, like you've done this too long, you just say, no, I'll prioritize my energy. I'll focus on something else.
That's all I do.
I'm not going to convince you of something you don't want to be convinced of. And I don't get commission on you converting over to it. So you do you, man. Do whatever it is. But for those who really are genuinely curious, like that, I would have talked to those had we not been in a rushed situation for me getting to a plane and them getting to another plane. I would have sat down and talked to them about it. I would have explained, this is what we're doing. This is what happens. This is what you can do. Here are some solutions for you. So I don't want to just fill your head with fear about it's all, coming down, right? But you got to have something like, you can do this, and this is why you opt out. And she says, well, won't they get the picture anyway? I said, they probably will, but we're going to make them work for it.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
And she said, yeah, that's a good idea. So some people, it's just never occurred to them to stand up. Yeah, we don't have a problem with with disobedience in this country. We have a problem with obedience. We have a problem with people doing what they think is the right thing simply because they're being told to do it. So look in the camera.
If people had the option, how many do you think would opt out and get patted down? If there was a sign like where it said, do you want to go to the machine or do you want to opt out? Because like you said, a lot of people don't know. I didn't know until Sam literally was like, I don't have to do it. I was like, what do you mean? And he was like, watch this. And then he never gets patted down. Even if he's running late, he doesn't give a
Well, more people would opt out if they knew they could and do the pat down. However, you are talking about a time in space where you're almost always rushed. So there's a temptation to want to get through security faster.
Yep.
And when you opt out, they say, go stand over there. And you stand there. And I've stood waiting for them for 10 minutes for them to bring a person over while you're trying to keep an eye on your luggage, which is already gone through security. And it's stressful. And of course, they don't make it any less stressful.
They actually want it harder.
Right.
Can I ask though? Okay, so there's a really negative and this kind of negative mindset that's pervading the woke or the awake people like us right now toward American values like freedom, like this idea that's not. It's like it was we were sold a false bill of goods. It's not a real thing, but that suggests the fact that you can do that in that moment suggests that the Constitution and the rules must mean something to the power structure
for now.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. Do you think that it's something that we're going to continue to have to fight for that? Is it worth fighting for at this point?
Yeah, it is worth fighting for. It goes back to that whole, they have to tell you what they're going to do before they do it sort of thing. Right. You're free to opt out of these things. You just need to know that you can opt out of them. And you need to know the procedure for doing it. I mean, opting out at TSA doesn't require much knowledge, but the answer is yes. It always matters. You should salt your information every chance you get. You should opt out every chance you get. You should throw sand in the gears of the machine every single chance you get. When I went to Mexico in February, I was on my way to an Acapulco, and I opted out again. And the TSA guy is doing the hand pat down, and I thought I had he said, let's go over here and let's do the thing, and I thought, I don't know why. I thought there was a chance with this guy, and he looked like a kind of a bruiser. He didn't look like a real fun guy, but he says, where are you going? I said, Acapulco. He said, business or pleasure? And I said, actually, business. He goes, wow, what kind of business do you do? I said, I'm an author, and I'm going to a conference. And I could have left it there. And he goes, what kind of conference? And I go, well, it's the largest anarchist conference in the world, and I'm going to MC it. And he's on his knees. He's in the middle of patting me down. He's on his knees. He looks up at me and he goes, that sounds awesome. Nice. And there was part of me, there was a moment in time where I thought I wanted to stick my arm. There's half of me that was like, that wanted to dunk on this guy. Like, how dare you work for the machine of TSA? Like, I want you to go home and cry yourself to sleep and think there's some guy out there who's going to Acapulco on work to talk. There's part of me that wanted to dunk on him. But then the other half of me wanted to stick my arm out and go, come with me, brother. I'll get you out of this mess. We got to break you out of here. Free. Like, you're almost there. You're starting to ask questions. You're starting to realize it's bullshit. You know what I mean? So there's always a chance, right? You talk to somebody, and what's funny is that I can make inroads with perfect strangers, and yet sometimes the people closest to me, There's nothing there.
So on the episode we record from this, it's actually coming out after this, is Christian Yardanov, and he talks about this learned helplessness, and it's all trauma based, and it's to get you to feel like you have no chance and nothing. And we're kind of seeing this right now with, Dick Cheney's able to grow old and die of natural causes, and Henry Kissinger died of natural causes, and all that is done on purpose to make you feel like there's no chance. But we just had this giant situation with the government where the Trump administration wanted to tell everybody that if a state or a country or a state or a county didn't support Israel and wouldn't do business with them, that they wouldn't get FEMA funding. And there was such a visceral reaction to that was very powerful that they backed off. And that to me are the moments you go, see, it works.
Yep.
You just have to stop fighting on stupid shit. People can call me, and this is Sam speaking, and I don't want to get too much into this, but my desire to destroy the N-word, right? I just want to destroy it because it's a tool to divide. It's such a divisive word, and the way people just cling to it as this kind of thing they can do and other people can't do. And I go, you're not taking it back. You're actually allowing it to have power over you. If we kill that word, there's going to be less fighting with each other. And you see it now. People are talking about black fatigue, and there's black conservatives, which I think we need to support, who are pushing back against it. Guess who else we need to support, everybody? Who are pushing back against Israel.
And there's a sizable percentage.
And it's waking up more and more. And this is another thing I want to get into you about this video I watched yesterday. We watched on whatever this is with Austin Picard and Brad Binkley. It's a premium content that we do together. This Chinese professor talked about how Israel is doing this all on purpose to get everybody to hate them, so that because it's prophecy, that the whole thing is like within prophecy is that Israel will battle the world and God will come and save. So these crazy people are following a script right now to bring on the end of days.
That's dark.
So you're saying trying to get everybody to hate them.
What I'm saying
Mission
is,
accomplished.
100%. And I think it's backfiring on them because we are seeing so many people leave Israel. Now I feel bad for Cyprus because they're being overrun by this.
Yeah, they're
leaving Israel. American, you're never going to get the boomers. You might not get a lot of the Generation Xers, okay? But these millennials and these Generation Z people are not falling for it. It's very crazy how the progressive programming is overriding the Zionist programming, and they're pushing back against it. Which I would say, good for you. Yeah. You're standing on your when you march for BLM and all that stuff that was a giant psyop. At least you're consistent in saying that the killing of these people and the slaughtering of them is wrong. And even though I have this heritage of this awful thing that I was told about, where I was told it's the worst event of all time, which we can get into that in another show. But you're actually saying that doesn't warrant what they're doing in Israel right now.
It's been a massive change. They've lost the PR battle. They have nobody to blame but themselves. People aren't waking up and having a problem with Israel because they hate. They're waking up and having a problem with Israel because of the behavior of Israel.
Yeah.
It's nothing else. It's not a grand conspiracy. It's the behavior is determining how people feel about them. And there's been a long time where they were able to, through the magic of the media, control what people saw and how they thought and the way they felt about things. But those days are gone. And the younger kids are waking up to this. We just had, I've been co-hosting Grand Theft World.
Yeah,
this summer.
another one of your shows.
Yeah, Richard Grove has been, and Scott Armstrong.
We love him.
Nice. Yeah, me too.
He's a lot taller in real life, by the way.
Richard Grove is?
Yeah, he always plays this game. How tall are you really, based on Zoom?
Yeah.
And usually they're shorter than I thought. He's taller than I thought.
Scott Armstrong's big.
Yeah, Scott Armstrong's very
shreds
big.
on the guitar.
Except for when we all sat next to Kurt Metzger in that picture.
That is-
and he looked like a Nephilim giant.
We look like we were in kindergarten.
It's the weirdest optical illusion I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah,
Kurt's tall though.
Yeah, but if you look at this
yeah,
picture,
he's not that much taller than you. Yeah, I know, but he's just a
I'd
tall
say
guy
he's
in
like
general.
6'3".
Yeah.
But this, he looks like an 8-footer
Yeah.
next to midget people.
And we're sitting on the stage. We're in this barn, and I can see out the back of the barn. I can see two people walking. It's John Klesek from Unlimited Hangout, and what appears to be, I think, a captured Bigfoot, who's coming in. And I could see like way back, and I'm watching them walk closer and closer. I go, "Oh shit, that's Kurt Metzger. What's he doing there?" And they came out, and then they put him on stage, and in that picture, yeah, he looks like he is legitimately 2 times bigger than everybody else there.
It's a weird optical illusion.
Like the Jimmy Carter and Joe Biden,
Yeah.
with the families,
Where they
and
look
everything,
like tiny
where they look like tiny
figurines.
people. Yeah,
Yeah, it's very. But all this gets into that. We are the many; they are the few, and the learned helplessness is to convince us that we have no power against them. Like they flipped the Buddhist 1% belief, which is 1% can change the whole population. You get 1% of the population to believe in something, they can change the other 99%. Well, they flip that because that's what they always do. They invert everything. And now it's the 1% is super powerful and the 99% can't do anything against it. And whatever Thomas Massey is, and I like on surface what he's saying, there's some parts of me that goes, is this another limited hangout? Is this to get us all behind him? So when he gets in, he just plays the same game over and over again. You got to ask these questions. I've been burnt so many times that for me to just blindly follow somebody is a dangerous thing. I've been burnt too many times to do it.
never trust the stripper.
Never trust the stripper. Man, that might be the name of the episode. But, him coming out with these Epstein victims and pushing that Epstein stuff and why that is important. It is important, guys. I know you guys think it's not, and there's some people want you to believe it's not, but it is. Children are getting hurt, and it is a power structure of blackmail.
I'm glad people are talking about the Epstein thing. I wish, because I'm a bit of a snob when it comes to the Epstein information, but I wish that they were talking about the transhumanism component and what he was doing with Harvard, Martin Nowak, and the $30 million for evolutionary
It could be
dynamics.
a cover up for that shit, man. That
listen,
shit's so crazy, bro.
This is the limited hangout with Epstein is the island. If you think that all listen, it's juicy and it's disgusting and it's all those things, and you should focus on the island to the extent that there was awful things happening there. But it's not limited to the island. And the things that he was doing in Zorro Ranch, it's people, they think he was just some kind of, those South Florida pervert, greasy, scumbaggy guys.
Pitched as they're
that?
high school chicks.
Yeah.
They're hot, dude.
Right.
What do you want?
Yeah.
It's like the David Cross bit before everyone got really aware of pedophilia. He was like, yeah, I should be able to fuck. I'm better than the high school guys. Basically, that was the joke. I'm better at it, So, which I don't even know if we could ever say that about David Cross. Great comic, got lost.
Yeah,
right?
you don't see him coming.
But
for sure.
I don't know if he's great in the bed. That's what I'm trying to say.
No, I got you.
But you're totally right. Get it. Looking at that, they did that a little bit with my friend Chris D'Elia. They tried to make him the face of this Hollywood kind of scumbag thing when all he was doing was banging chicks that wanted to bang. And yes, he had those 2 girls who are the ones that ultimately took him down. But what no one ever talked about was how one of them was a DNC intern.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, she was an intern, which kicked off the whole hysteria of the Me Too shit. Listen, everybody, the schedule is packed. I'm the same way, just like you. We got schools in. We got football season. Your fantasy football lineup's got to be done. I mean, you're working your butt off. You're trying to work out. You're trying to stay in shape, and that's why you need our good friends at Home Chef, the #1 food prep company out there, dude. During COVID, I took it all the time. I always ordered, and it was the best thing. Quality meals, really quick to make. Let me tell you about Home Chef, everybody. As summer winds down and the chaos of back to school season ramps up, are your healthy eating habits slipping due to convenience? Skip the expensive takeout and unhealthy options. Home Chef delivers fresh ingredients and delicious meals directly to you. Save money and simplify your routine with flavorful meals everyone will love. Listen, Home Chef delivers fresh ingredients and chef design recipes conveniently to your doorstep, simplifying your cooking experience. Users of leading meal kits have rated Home Chef #1 in quality, convenience, value, taste, and recipe ease. Okay, whether you prefer classic meal kits with pre-portioned ingredients, quick 30-minute recipes, oven ready options, microwavable meals, or dedicated family menu, Home Chef has everything you and your family needs for hassle-free, delicious dinners, okay? Home Chef has over 30 options a week and serves a variety of dietary needs. Plus, it's economical. Home Chef customers save an average of $86 per month on groceries. That's amazing. And when meal planning ends up on the back burner, check out Home Chef's new 5 ingredients meals that simplify prep with super easy recipes, steps, using just 5 fresh pre-portioned ingredients. I love that. So listen, here's what we got for you. For a limited time, Home Chef is offering our listeners 50% off and free shipping for your first box, plus free dessert for life. Go to homechef.com/tinfoil. That's homechef.com/tinfoil for 50% off your first box and free dessert for life. Homechef.com/tinfoil. Must be an active subscriber to receive the free dessert. Okay? That's how it goes. All right, guys, let's get back to it.
This is what you were just bringing up is what Eric Weinstein talks about, and he will never get into it. Have you heard interviews with him where he talks about Epstein? Because he met Epstein, sat down with Epstein, and he talks about how Epstein had a knowledge of his theories, which are pretty complex about the universe, that he should not have, and there were things that made him, but he will not talk about what the things are that make him uncomfortable. But it's all related to Harvard and.
Well, I'll also say this, Johnny, that there's a lot of people that won't even go there because it brings up things that make them uncomfortable.
Well, no, but he's a huge. I mean, he hates Epstein. He's a huge critic. He's saying it's bad stuff, but it's something about the technology involved that he just is not. He's like, I can't talk about that. It's basically, you've heard him.
Yeah.
Is there any way that he's got a kid laying around somewhere?
Epstein?
Yeah, I mean, come on.
With an egg-shaped dick?
Well, I mean, it depends on what was really going on in Zorro Ranch.
Yeah, because he was impregnating chicks. So my thing is, whose sperm was he using? Why would not use yours if you think you're such a billionaire and such a badass? Where are the kids?
I don't know for sure, but I wouldn't be. It stands to reason that it would be his.
One of our dream guests that I've always wanted that won't do the show, and I'm convinced it's because of the name of the show, which is Catherine Austin Fitz. Well, Johnny and I have another show called Cash Daddies, and the guy on there is a great person, great with stocks. I love him to pieces. Does not get in conspiracies. Has a visceral reaction to it anytime we bring it up. And we brought up the video where Catherine Fitz is basically saying that Epstein was connected to almost like, what was it, Johnny? 23 to 35 trillion dollars that went missing.
Yeah.
And when my buddy heard that, his mind exploded because he can't understand that number. Like he couldn't fathom that kind of money being lost. But it's directly connected to Epstein because they position one of his guys at the Treasury, and all that money goes missing. And then we got underground tunnels everywhere. We got all this big pharmaceutical stuff going on. Yeah. So Anna Kasparian goes on like CNN and debates Ben Shapiro. And, of course, it's one on like 10 people.
Yeah.
And then the guy tweets about how stupid Anna Kasparian comes off, according to him, because the amount of budget from the defense that goes to foreign countries, he says, is like $1 trillion compared to the 24 trillion or billion or whatever the number was. It was
21. It's 21 trillion. It's missing from the HUD and DOD, 2 of the 17 total agencies, Catherine Austin Fitts and Professor Mark Skidmore from Michigan State University investigated. They discovered that this money was missing. It had gone missing during the Larry Summers era, which Larry Summers was the president of Harvard, also the head of the Treasury, also a Zionist who was involved with Jeffrey Epstein. Close friends.
Yes.
21 trillion goes missing after they has gone missing a long time ago, but they're examining the records. They find that. In response to this, instead of being transparent and saying, well, let's look into the 15 other agencies and find out how much total money is missing. They don't do that, of course. They passed something called FASB 56, which is an accounting standard that basically blacks out all of the accounting of all of the records of every division, every department in the U.S. government for all of it. So now you'll never know.
Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous.
So so if it stands, if it's 21 trillion missing out of 2 agencies and you have 15 more to go,
what's the number? It's got to be nuts.
Maybe it's $100 trillion missing, and where's that money going? What are you using it for?
Yeah, and this guy's ridiculous notion that only this small percentage of the budget for the military, let's say, goes to Israel, is absolutely ridiculous because that's why they pay $3,000 for a wrench or $10,000 for a hammer, because they're actually paying $1 for the hammer and all the rest goes to black ops operations.
Yeah. Did you guys see the hacked emails from between Epstein and Ehud Barak a couple of weeks ago? That was, the way they talk to each other, dude. It's clear they've known each other a long time.
Well, you look up.
They were trying to get Peter Thiel to the island, but they didn't want a security detail with him, which is like
super scary.
Yeah, that's sketchy, dude.
Alex Stein versus Zionists on Tim Pool. The way they talked to Alex Stein in this, calling him a crazy person, saying there's no direct connection between Epstein and Mossad is so insane. What? Yeah.
Oh, they're so.
It's just gaslighting.
They're diluted.
And Phil, the co-host.
Well, do you think it's gaslighting, or they're just?
So let me tell you what it is.
Yeah, please.
It's a technicality. He wasn't working for Mossad. He was working.
Nobody's working for the CIA.
He was working for Israeli military intelligence called Aman, which is like Mossad.
Let me see.
So they get away with it on a technicality because they're liars.
Powerful, wealthy people. Now, whether or not that was
Prime Minister of
fast forward a
Israel.
little bit.
Don't
Was
we
it?
have
Can you full screen?
the former Prime Minister.
Was his best friend was at his house all the time.
I swear.
Who's hanging out with the Prime Minister? Who's hanging out with the Prime Minister of the country? So you're not just Joe Blow.
It's 11 minutes. I'm going to fast forward anything.
No, I just get so mad because you guys are just so thick. It's like
just because we don't agree with you, chill out.
Yeah, Phil, because you're thick.
Epstein didn't work for Mossad.
Oh, come on.
You think anybody who works for Mossad is going to wear a shirt that says
Look at her laptop.
You really think
By way of deception, thou shalt do war.
Yeah. Maxwell is. Do you know who Ghislaine Maxwell's father is?
What?
Robert Maxwell. You know when Robert Maxwell died, you know what kind of funeral they gave him? They gave him the
Tell me
same
more
sort
from the
of funeral
Groypers. Tell
that
me
you
more
would
from
give it-
Candace Owens.
Stop.
Please,
Do you
please,
see
please.
how that is used to discredit you? They use terms called the Groypers. Like the Groypers, all their data, all of it is bad because they're Groypers. Do you understand what she's doing right there?
It's not working,
That's
though.
gaslighting.
It's not working.
You're crazy. You're listening to crazy people. This is a known fact. And he's right. They do enough plausible deniability that you can't say it's A to B or A to Z, but it's there. The connection is there. And right after this, they drop all these documents saying he was Mossad.
And I'm sorry, those guys are right about 90%. It's just the 10% that's
Well, you
insane
get
that
mad when they talk about Hitler was a good guy,
Yes,
which is
yeah.
ridiculous,
Of course.
or drop N bombs. Okay, that stuff allows you to dismiss what they want because
They don't do themselves any favors. I wish, honestly, I kind of wish he would just give that shit up because he's such a Nick Fuentes. I'm talking about now is such a genius. He's really a brilliant guy.
Well, he is a LeBron James of talking. He's amazing.
But if he just gave up that dumb shit, like that dumb 10%, he could.
He's getting back. You got to understand, the guy
Really
came out when he
proselytize.
was 19 years old. We were all idiots at 19 years old, and he's a really smart guy at that point. But he's full of piss vinegar, and he's scorching the earth. So as he gets older and you're watching him, he's getting better at playing this game to be able to disseminate information. But if you could play this a little bit more, she's just crazy.
This is why this abroad is so stupid, because this is just open. This is just open information. No, it's not. It's not from Candace. No, it's not from Candace, because when Robert Maxwell died, he was never in the Israeli military, but he got the same.
Back to when you were talking about the
shut
map.
up. Shut up. Let me finish talking. Of course, she's going to use her. Try to cancel. Let me finish what I'm saying. Ghislaine Maxwell's dad, Robert Maxwell, when he died, and he fell off a boat in a very weird way. So when he died, he got an official Israeli IDF hero's funeral. The funeral that only a certain person that even lost their life in the line of battle.
Esmeralda Farmer Galbraith, was she involved at all with the government?
No, listen, do not try to derail me from this. I'm trying to talk about serious stuff.
Because nobody cares.
No, because I have idiots.
Nobody cares.
Oh, there's no connection to Jeffrey Epstein and
But
Mossad.
look at how emotional you are, Alan.
It's not anything but the actual talking points.
Yeah, because I get mad because she's lying.
She
Let me
can't.
tell you something.
She can't prove that there was no relationship.
Listen, Jeff, this is not a lie. Jeffrey
Because I have
Epstein
the
worked
courage
with-
of my
Let me
conviction,
finish my point.
so I can be calm.
Ghislaine Maxwell, her father works
She's
for
annoying.
Israel. She is now currently in prison for children.
Yeah, it's
her
just-
connection to her father is directly connected to Mossad. Now, people like you are going to lie and say that there's no
You
connection.
know what that means?
But when you look at Jeffrey Epstein, and you can look this up, when they did a search of his house, they found that he didn't just have an American passport, he also had an Israeli passport. So if you really do not think
Yeah,
that he was
Saudi
not connected
passport.
with
And
our
everything.
intelligence agencies and the intelligence agencies of the woman that he was working with to traffic kids, whose father has so much evidence that he was part of Israelis Mossad agency, you're the liar.
Yeah,
you're the one that's not
and
connecting
stop
the
it.
dots when it's so
And
obvious.
he's also
So I get
was
frustrated when you
basically being funded by the mega group, which was the guy from Victoria's Secrets, who basically they are a powerful Zionist lobby group. I don't know lobby, but they're a powerful group that has Israel's best interests at heart. I mean, it's the connection to it. It's the same people in all of these different organizations. They're just shell groups to cover up what you're really like, who you're really serving.
And why is the mega group named the mega group? Because Robert Maxwell's Israeli code name was Mega.
Oh my God! Holy shit!
Damn.
And they are a Zionist billionaire operation. That is the requirements to be a member. Steven Spielberg's in.
Well,
Max
Steven
Lender's in.
Spielberg, who is a shady as shit, is like, we should teach the Holocaust in schools. Why?
No.
Why that one? It's not even close to the
do
word.
right.
They do.
You know what?
It's
They do. They already
taught-
do.
They teach it into the ground in school.
They should have Nick Fuentes teach it.
It's so interesting. I saw Nick Fuentes say that he is doing a collaboration with Jimmy Dore. I'm dying to see if that's actually real, but to see let's say it's true.
Would Jimmy do that? I wonder. Interesting.
Well, Jimmy is interesting because Kurt Metzger is not a fan of Nick Fuentes. He has told me in the past that Nick Fuentes is funded by people like who's the old guy that came on that we had a really bad connection with? You remember he got arrested? Roger Stone, Andrew Tate. But then it just like you just keep going, goes deeper and deeper and deeper. It's all part of this deep state situation that just creates chaos. Now, I would tell you, take that all aside, what Nick Fuentes is saying is true. Now, I will tell you that if there's any like chink in the armor of Nick Fuentes is that he's only 26 years old. So like, just think about what we know right now versus what we knew at 26 years old. I probably couldn't have a conversation with myself back when I was 26 years old based on all the information I have right now.
What do you think about the theory that he was America first, like the first guy to say America first?
I'm not sure about that. I'll give him credit for it. That video of him saying, Nick Fuentes.
Nick Fuentes was one of the first.
The video of him saying, let's go into the Capitol is very disturbing and is worth scrutiny.
Yes.
And he should have to answer for that. But overall, I think he's like really, he's such a good oracle, like orator, excuse me. Orator, excuse me. I'm really, I am not, obviously. That he's really good at disseminating information.
Did you see him go after Tucker Carlson, that 5-hour thing that everyone claims is the best thing that they've seen in like the last 3-4 years of a guy talk?
Well, I mean, Tucker Carlson must have forgotten that the internet is forever. And when he said he just found out his dad was CIA, when he openly bragged about it forever. But does that mean that Tucker Carlson's information is bad? No. What's your thoughts on it?
My thoughts is that it's two parts. First, do you have the information correct? And let's say Tucker does. Second part, when were you talking about it? Were you talking about vaccines
When it
in
was
2020?
dangerous.
Yeah, dangerous. Not safe, dangerous 2024. I'm not interested in hearing Tucker Carlson say, we probably should re-examine the vaccine thing. Yeah. We were screaming about that 5 years ago. Everybody told us we were crazy and we needed to shut up. Where were you then? So when one of these guys has the balls to say it when it's dangerous, then that's a different story. But these guys parachuting in at the tail end and claiming that they've uncovered the Epstein situation, or they've discovered that there might be some fraud around
Charlie, you're
climate
right.
change.
No, you're right, because whenever Tucker had someone claiming 9/11 was an inside job.
Right.
I've known that, but for some reason, since he has it on, I'm like, oh my God, it's finally coming out, because you don't expect Tucker, to ever talk about that. But it's too late. Like, it's been talked about.
So I'm glad that they're talking about. I guess I'll take the victories where we can get them. Right.
Yeah.
The bar is set so low. I don't expect them to be talking about it at all. If they're talking about it now, well, then I guess better now than never. But if it were up to me, I want you in the trenches when it matters. And if you're unwilling or unable to get there because of the timing, or you're worried about your sponsors, or you're worried about getting kicked off of your network or whatever it is, then, I'll give you credit when you finally start talking about it, but you're not going to get a big pat on the back. And you're certainly no hero who's coming in here and speaking the truth. It's all about when you're doing it. That to me is as important as what you're talking about.
And that's why I think Candace is killing it, because she's the first one that's talking about that Bridget Macron. The first. You're the
but
first.
even her, she's come a little late to a lot of stuff. I'm trying to find this one guy that he was the head. Listen, okay, here it is. James Lindsay, right? Great example of somebody who
with woke.
Great, was
terrible with everything else.
He's the same as like Ben Shapiro. It was really easy when we were all focused on the Marxism and calling out the Marxists, and everyone ran to you because you were brave enough to push back against Hollywood and the media to say this stuff. Yeah. But when it moved to Zionism, you completely and utterly 180'd it on that. Mm-hmm. And both of them have lost their following. And now James Lindsay's, and I don't want anyone to lose their living. Like, I'm a pro person, but James Lindsay was just gaslighting everybody with the woke right bullshit.
Yeah. Ben Shapiro's a foreign agent.
Yeah, for sure.
He should lose all his money and be in a prison cell somewhere for something.
Well, when you're getting this funding from who knows where for your the Daily Wire,
we know where. I mean, it's pretty obvious.
I mean, it's pretty obvious. It's
Qatar.
Israel.
We all know it's Qatar.
It's all Qatar. These Qataris are running our government.
Everywhere.
I'm tired of seeing Qatari flags in our politicians' office.
You know what I hate the most is when they change their names. You know those Qataris, how sneaky
they can't change.
They can't just change their names all the time.
It's so crazy how it's like universal. It's universal they change their name. But back to it. But, going back to Tucker Carlson, it's like, okay, fine. If you're right on one subject and everyone runs you, the minute you fake the funk on a nasty dunk and you're not authentic, you lose all of it.
Yeah.
You lose all of it. And James Lindsay is a great example of that. If you're telling us Marxism is a big problem, and then we go, well, what about Zionism? And you have a visceral reaction to it, and you start calling us names like woke right, when in reality, the woke right is the Zionists who are overly sensitive and want to cancel everybody. Okay, you didn't get canceled, James. You got abandoned.
Yeah.
There's a big difference. No one wants to give you money to hear you tell everybody that Christianity's stupid, or allegedly that's what he's saying, and that people going after are like low IQ and then falling into tropes. And in reality is, and this has been my opinion, and why, if you look at my act right now, why do I have two and one Muslim joke? Well, Muslim jokes are hacky because we've been able to tee off on them for decades, right? Like the stuff with it's like
fresh meat.
Well, it's fresh meat. It's fresh meat, but it's also like welcome to the dance that you set up through the media in Hollywood. And I hate to tell everybody this, but what Hollywood and the media tried to convince you white people were, Zionists really are. They're tribal, they're above the law, and they only care about themselves. And that sounds really mean, but I'll say that to any person. It's just the truth, dude. When, again, going back to learn helplessness, this guy from Israel tries to meet an underage girl. I hear it wasn't actually an underage boy, but they're trying to say it's a girl. And he fled to Israel. He's the only one who in that sting that was allowed to leave and didn't have to give up his passport. That is rules for thee and not for me.
That's the frustrating part. Is I want ideological consistency from people. I want you, if you're against war, be against all war, not just against war on your side, but when your guys are fighting someone else, then it's fine. Or just be consistent. If you're against, I'm against you oppressing black people. Okay, fine. But are you against them oppressing white people too? No,
exactly.
That's fine. No, be against oppressing people, period. And then if you do that, then you don't have to look to the herd to see which direction everybody's running. You just know that you're ideologically consistent every time. I'm against war every time.
Yes.
What about when the Israelis are attacking the Iranians? I'm against war. Well, what about when the Iranians are attacking the Israelis? I bet you love that, don't you? No. I'm against war.
I'm against war.
I'm against all of it.
I'm against war.
So when you see that inconsistency, when you see James Lindsay saying, this is the problem with the wokeism, and we did this study in the university system, and we exposed all this hypocrisy and how these people are not who they say they are. And you go, what about the Zionists? And he goes, whoa, slow down, buddy.
Yeah.
And you go, no. Let's take that mentality, the same line of thinking, and let's direct it to this group. And if you are unwilling or unable to do that, then you got to go.
Yep.
You're out.
Bingo. You nailed it. You nailed it, Charlie. That's exactly it, dude. It's hypocrisy. It's like everyone hates fascism when it goes against them, and they totally love fascism when it goes against people they don't like.
That's why my third book is called Hypocrisy, Surviving in a World of Cultural Double Standards. It's available in audiobook, by the way, since we mentioned the Grimerica guys. I had Darren do one book and Graham do the other, so they're the audio voices of my.
Oh, that's great. They got great voices.
Because we have to do what they've been doing for a long, long time, which is we have to shop on the company store. We have to work with our own partners in this group. For me, I was going to get an audio book. I needed audio voices, right? Who should I use? I could go to some company. Why not the Grimerica guys? Why don't we stay and shop and work with the people that we know and that we like and that we trust and keep that money in that circular economy? They do it there. I mean, the Rockefellers did that with the big mines that they had back in the 1800s. They'd set up the camps and then they'd create the company store. You weren't commuting into that mine, right? You were living there. So what are you going to do when you get off work and go to the store? You're going to buy stuff. Who owned the store? The Rockefellers did. The same people who own the mines, right? They're shopping. All that money stays in the system. And so I think we should shop with our own partners, with our own people. We should work with them.
Keep it in the community.
Yeah, absolutely. Like this is the Wise Wolf studio.
Yeah.
Right? Wise Wolf Gold studio. Tony Arterburn's been fantastic to our community over the years. He really has been great. If you're in the market for gold and silver, you make a decision. Well, I got to buy some. Who would I buy from? You could buy from anybody. Who would you buy from? Why wouldn't you buy from Tony?
Yes.
We know
He's supporting all these
we
people.
We love Tony. He's a straight up guy. He's supporting this. So what can you do? Well, I don't know. You can stop for an extra 2 seconds before you make a decision, and you can say, I'm going to support the people who support our community here. Your list of sponsors that you're running through, right? These are people that have reached out to you.
So,
I think that we should.
You brought that up on a different, whole different podcast I listened to, a whole different subject. The guy's having a hard time getting sponsors. Mm-hmm. His eyes well, then why don't I just make my own company and sponsor myself? And he even said, I'm not going to let these people know it's my company. It's just gonna be a new sponsor selling whatever he wants, and he's like, and I was like, that was kind of. He's like, if I'm having a hard time having ads, and I do bring people. Here's this new product, and like you said, you could
go
pick
on.
homie.
Listen, let me tell you something. I tell everybody this: if you're a podcast, there's different ways of doing it. Maybe I'll just do a whole live stream on how we do it. And one thing, Johnny, you'll attest to this. We've learned that live streams, people love live streams. I don't know why it's different than watching a video, but for some reason, the blessings are they get really more excited. They're more invested when it's live. They like to be able to comment to us, and then we read our comment. Maybe I read too many, but they like to read the comment. If you look at the Joe Rogan Experience, Legion of Skanks, Kill Tony, those are all built live streaming.
Because people are missing that connection, and like even in that meager form, that digital form where it's just we're there, you know what I mean? We're present there. We're at the same time we're saying those things, they're hearing them. It's like
change Cash Daddies, right? We
absolutely. Yeah.
When we went to live stream, suddenly our numbers shot up, and it's a very specific niche show. It shouldn't be, but it is because people don't want to listen to financial talk. It just doesn't get their tits hard, But hey, man, people make good money on the show. But it's like, what? Our numbers have gone up like 7 times.
A ton, yeah. And the interesting thing about it is not just the live numbers, but the numbers of people listening to the replay go up when we go live.
You want to know why? Because sometimes people don't catch it live. So they still love the show, and they're like, I was at work, or I was in a meeting.
No, but what I'm saying, I mean, they're always catching it later.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But because we did it live, they are more likely to listen to it after the fact because it was live.
Yeah, it's just an emotional thing. So if you're a podcast looking for sponsors, I think on AdvertiseCast, look it up. I tell every new podcast, look up AdvertiseCast. If you can get to 10,000 views and listens total, you put your podcast on there, they'll help get you ads. And it's like, maybe it's not a lot at first, but some money coming in makes you feel like you're doing well. Oh. And there's people who listen to the show. I think now they're cool with ads because they realize there's so many people that work on the show to make it happen. And that, like, it's the best thing is when people only have to work on this show. They don't have to go do a job and then come back and work on it. When this is their thing, when this is their main thing, they're a lot more passionate about it. It gives them a lot of freedom to go out there and live a life, So it's like, you're not going to be any different than us. We just put our show on AdvertiseCast, and we had people who gave us sponsorship, and you can pick and choose who you want. We had 7 C's on, and he told us his one sponsor was connected to the military industrial complex, and then a week later they hit us up, and we turned it down.
The wellness company.
Yes. The wellness company, because we just don't want to be a part of that.
And honestly, they had hit us up before that, and we discovered that live on the air. And the only reason we didn't even talk to them is because I ignored the email accidentally. I'd forwarded it to Dana, and she just never saw it. So I mean, hell, we didn't know that.
Yeah. Anyway. But then if we would take it, everyone's been like, "Oh, you're controlled up." You're like, well, nobody goes, "Hey, look who owns and owns." It's just like,
and maybe that's our responsibility. Is it to look and see who, like, at the third level, 3 degrees away?
Noam Chomsky said, Noam Chomsky said, "Show me the clean money, I'll take it."
Yeah.
Go on, Charlie.
It's good.
I got approached by them as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they pay really good.
But I knew who they were.
I didn't know. We didn't know, but after
I
7 C's.
I thought I knew who they were. I asked around a couple places, and I got confirmation. And
what are they? Are they advertising something that's also nefarious, or is it just the fact that you're benefiting?
Well,
that company?
It's on the scale of bad companies. I wouldn't put them as the worst company. It's one of those things where it's like the emergency kits that they're selling has some items in it that you'd go, I wouldn't put that in there.
Yeah.
Because that's not a good, but that can be nitpicky. I'm not going to come out and say that they're like an evil organization. I don't know.
Sounds like we need to do our own emergency kits.
I don't know. Yeah,
I wish I could.
Well, it's funny. I did an episode years ago where I read off a big list. I built these emergency kits that you could get almost everything that you needed at dollar stores and Targets and things like that.
Nice.
And I had a great list. I read it on air, a list of everything that was. And here's the main things. things, and then email me if you want to know this list of what's in my kit. You can build them yourself and then sell them, sell them on Craigslist, sell them on eBay, do whatever you want. I was blown away how many people emailed me saying, hey, send me that list. I'm curious about that. Yeah, send me that.
Yeah.
So you if you're somebody who's new in podcasting, first of all, just keep going.
Just keep going.
If you think you're talking to yourself, you probably are for the first 50 episodes.
Yeah.
I'm sure I was. I thought I was talking to myself. I'm about to hit 10 million downloads.
That's
I don't know
awesome,
how
dude.
that would have possibly happened. Consistency. Keep going. Keep doing it. Believe that you can. If you've got an angle, if you've got something important to say, there'll be people out there wanting to hear it.
And see what your peers are doing. And hey, I like that. Let me apply that to my show. I think, it's very important that you're constantly trying to fine tune your product. And there's just little things. It's like, why'd we get rid of the Good Morning Swarm? Because we realized people just wanted to get into it. So that's why we go right into it instead of doing the opening stuff, which is important because it allows us to advertise what other things we're working on, and I just think it's really important. But going back to why they might be advertising, it's a great way to control the message. You get enough people hooked on your ad money, you can tell them, hey, dude, we don't like you talking about that.
That was the issue. That was the issue that people had with that company, was that it wasn't necessarily that they were in the poison business or selling anything that wasn't, that was dangerous, but it was that, and it's not limited to them. It's any advertiser. You get used to this money coming in, and then they say, yeah, well here, we have there's some restrictions.
Oh, we're so lucky though that we can just tell them to take a hike if they tried to. Have we ever had anybody?
We've had one person go, when we had Robbie the Fire Bernstein on, we called the episode Juice.
Oh, did we?
Yeah. And one sponsor was like, listen, we love what you do. Just don't put us on the spicy stuff. We love what you do.
So they aren't even asking for us to change our behavior.
That's
They're asking,
reasonable.
Yeah, that's not reasonable. Yeah.
And then the other time was when Alex Jones was on, which caused great chaos. It caused huge chaos on the show. We brought him into All Things Comedy, and everybody's heads exploded.
So funny.
And it basically was part of the beginning of the end of us at All Things Comedy.
They were so soft.
But Audible canceled with us because they didn't want to be associated with Alex Jones. And I go, well, you because that got a bazillion views.
Yeah, it's so dumb.
You fucked up.
It shows you what their priorities are. It's not getting their message out. It's something else. Whatever
we've said it. We're in an anti-business era, and that they're starting to wean off that because, especially with US, who knows what's going on with USA ID? I mean, they say it's going away, but it seems like they just moved into other departments, and they would do it through that. But going back, I wanted to get into RFK Jr. RFK Jr. is the first time that I knew somebody who was very good friends with him. And I knew multiple people. Mm-hmm. And each one of them said, he's the best guy ever. And they're not woke. They hate all that shit.
Yeah.
And they're like, he's the best guy ever. So then he gets into this health department stuff. And, he's doing things I think if we were in there, we would try to do as well. Like, getting back to the advertisement, taking ads out of television so they can't control the message, which we saw them do.
Yes. I want to like him. I really do. And he has been an advocate for vaccine safety. And that's how he would describe it. And I know he tiptoes around I'm for safe vaccines. I don't know what he really thinks, because he says, if you go by what he says, sometimes he says, oh, vaccines are dangerous, and then which they are, and then he says, oh, I'm for safe vaccines. Well, he knows there's no such thing as a safe vaccine. I'm for vaccine testing. Well, if you were for vaccine testing, then you would be against vaccines because they haven't tested them. Right. They haven't done the double-blind placebo test. That's what he's talking about. I want all this. So he sometimes says things that I want to hear, that it sounds great, and then he'll say, I think every kid needs to rush out and get their MMR vaccines, right away. What did he say a couple months ago? And when he said, I just go, that's an automatic disqualification. I'm sorry, you can't sell this for the last 25 years that you're this advocate, you're a pro-health freedom guy, and then you're going to stand up in front of this microphone and you're going to tell all the kids that they need to get these MMR vaccines when you have spent your entire career talking about how they're dangerous. So which is it? Now, I want to know, who, I don't love the Shmuley stuff.
The connections to,
yeah, I don't like that. I think that he is controlled. Who's controlling him and how and to what level? I don't know. But I see Shmuley a lot of the time, and every time I see that guy, I know there's trouble.
The problem is who replaces RFK, right? I mean, it's
Right.
good. It's just going to be.
Yeah, he's
I know, and
back to normal.
And it is like, can you completely get the perfect guy in there? And I would tell you no. And that doesn't mean we should accept when he's a full-blown retard. I don't think we should accept that. But I mean, and I'm not pushing against you. I'm just trying to go, I mean, is it just going to be black and white? And now I agree with everything you're saying. But
yeah, of course.
I just don't know how you're going to get somebody in there in that position.
It depends on, you have to lower your expectations. If you think that he's going to come in, wave a magic wand, change everything, then that's delusional. Where he can make some headway, the advertising. The advertising would be key. I don't think people realize I don't think Americans who never leave America realize how inundated we are with pharmaceutical advertisements. We're one of only 2 countries in the world, New Zealand being the other one, that allows pharmaceutical ads. Now, if you just think of all of the pharma ads you see on television and, magazines,
Movies.
online, all of that, all the consumer-based advertising that the pharmaceutical industry spends in America to try and convince Americans that they're sick and need these pills. You take all that money up, add it all together, and multiply that total by 7. And that is the amount of money that the pharmaceutical industry spends to advertise direct to doctors.
Yeah.
So we think we're getting it, and we are. The doctors are getting it times 7. And it's almost never ending.
Does that mean, you've heard when they take them out to vacations?
They can't
is that what
do
you mean?
that.
'Cause,
No, they can't do that anymore. They
depending
used
on
to.
the man or the woman, if it's a woman, if it's a doctor's a man, they send a smoke show with a fat rack to go tell them about. If it's a woman, they send in a good-looking guy who knows what, who's charming. And
they used to do things. Well, for one, I'll tell you how they incentivize doctors, pediatricians in particular, is that with the vaccination schedule. Are we allowed to talk about that?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Okay.
He's gonna beep everything.
Yeah, don't worry about
it. Okay, good. The stipulation is for a pediatrician, if their office is 63% and higher vaccinated, they're eligible for a bonus. And that bonus works out to $400 per kid. And with the average pediatrician's office being about 250 kids, that works out to about $100,000 a year.
Unbelievable.
Right? So if you're talking about incentivizing doctors to give kids vaccines against, just in general, and some people say, well, the doctors don't care one way or the other. They do care.
Yeah, they do.
They care on 2. You need to be 63% vaccinated and above. But if you go into that office and you are vaccine hesitant or you don't want to do it, and you ask, why did my pediatrician fire me? That's the answer.
So
because you're bringing down their percentage.
Yes.
You represent what they can only have so many of you. So if you're a new person, you're going to go to a pediatrician's
shit.
office, you understand that there's a financial incentive structure that they don't talk about. Of course, the doctors aren't going to talk about it, but they come to depend on. And if you are somebody who is vaccine hesitant, you're going to bring down their percentage, and they can't have that. So that's the reason why you'll get pushback. And so I think that there's ways to strip money out of this. The pharmaceutical industry incentivizing pediatricians is one of them. I think just taking the money out of the commercials is a double whammy, because on the one hand, it hurts the pharmaceuticals industry's ability to connect with people, but maybe more importantly, it decimates the news industry.
Yeah, you don't know about the medicine. You don't know about
Dude, if he takes ads
or whatever bullshit.
out of television, Hollywood will collapse on itself.
60% of the ad revenue on the nightly news is pharmaceuticals. So you can watch 60% of their money walk right out the door with one decision.
Would that include like Tylenol, Pepto-Bismol? Is that considered a part of that category?
No, I think that's over the counter. I think it has to do with anything that's prescribed.
Palaxol, like, you moody, you got problems, your heart's problem. Try Palaxol, could cause murder, gambling addictions, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
When like 2/3 of your commercial is the side effect.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's the danger.
Have you ever looked into Chantix, the stop smoking
gum, right?
pill? Yeah. Have you ever looked? There's like entire websites that are like Chantix side effects that are hysterical. Like the most vivid, crazy acid dreams you've ever had, fighting dragons.
The best thing
shit.
about this too is that we have also a culture of litigiousness. So you have right after the pharma commercials, like, have you or the loved one been affected by Chantix?
Yeah.
Call us now. Did you get kidney cancer from Chantix? Call us now at Harrison and Harrison.
What is that one camp? Like, if you are a camp
Lejeune.
Someone down there?
Yes,
Oh,
down
it's
where
that
I'm
new
from,
one
yeah.
that they have where they're treating it like a Catholic. They're like, this is like the Catholic program.
Yeah.
It was in the IE. I think it was a juvenile center.
I don't know what it was, but something went down there. And dude, and then you got all these lawyers too. They're all ambulance chasers.
Did you disappear at Camp Crystal Lake?
Yeah. Have you seen a hockey mask guy? Come call us. We'll represent you. Yeah, it's interesting. I do think we're winning, which is great, but it also makes them very desperate.
That's a huge problem. Is that as you get closer to whatever you consider victory to look like, these people realize that it's all or nothing. I look at somebody like Netanyahu, and you see a guy who's backed into a corner. It's like, it's World War III or I'm dead.
Yeah.
Right? I'm either going to prison or we're in this war.
Absolutely.
The incentive structures are funky. And you wish that there were reason, you wish you could get people to behave rationally. But there's some bad operators out there, and if we...
They're psychopaths. That's why they're there. They know, they've done the data on them for 1,000 years. Like when Netanyahu was coming out of Poland, they knew...
Philly.
Or Philly, or he's Polish and he's out of Philly. They did enough data on that they knew this guy was a psychopath. Yeah. And that's exactly...
Well, him and his brother were hired killers. I mean, that was their job. Coming out was killing people.
So that's a perfect guy to put in positions. And now, now they're looking to get Americans and Europeans to come fight for them because they don't have enough soldiers anymore because all their soldiers are coming back and unaliving themselves because of the trauma that they're seeing happening at these war crimes. And part of me is like, that's disgusting that you think. But then I'm also like, okay, Zionist, enough of you talk about how just this war is. You go fight the war. Take all the Zionists, put them on a plane, send Lindsey Graham and all these guys, put them on a plane, have them go fight this war. Have them go get their dicks kicked in.
It's unappealing. There's no appetite for it. But we know about what the Greater Israel Project is. I mean, they've got a patch on their uniforms. So it's no secret what the plan is.
That's crazy.
It's just, are we going to stand by and allow it? Are we going to get suckered into supporting it, being a part of it? I mean, my fear, and it's not for nothing here, I'm not trying to put this in anybody's heads, but like, as you get further away from an unpopular war in Israel versus Iran, you may create the scenario where the only way to get American support is another false flag, like a 9/11.
I don't think that's an option, right?
I don't think that's too. I mean, I don't even feel like I have to put my tinfoil hat on to see that. That's just understanding geopolitics and pattern recognition and history.
Well, the thing I fear is I see people, in the conspiracy circles giving him kind of a win, Trump a win for the Iran thing. Like, hey, we said it was going to go bad. It actually no consequences. So maybe he was right about that. And we can't do that. We can't allow that to happen just because we haven't felt the consequences yet. Yeah. Even if we don't, I mean, you just can't give him a win for that, dude.
So I have an interesting question that may upset people. But we go, So do you believe Israel has the right to exist? Well, if you ask me on October 6th, I go, yeah, I think that can have a homeland as long as they play nice with their neighbors and get along and treat them with human respect, right? But today, do I think that? So we go, let's just say for the sake of the discussion, we go, Israel doesn't have the right to exist anymore. They've committed so many war crimes. They've committed so much blackmail. They're behind one of the greatest attacks ever on our soil. They don't have a right to exist. Let me ask you something. Do you think the United States, and I'm not challenging, I'm asking an honest question. Do you think the United States has a right to exist?
Nope. Not at all.
After all the wars we've done?
I don't think a state has the right to exist. You don't have a right. You may want to exist, but Israel has a right to exist. No, it doesn't.
It doesn't.
It has no rights. It's a document. It's a legal structure. It's a country.
And not a very old one.
Yeah, and does it have rights? No, except only the rights it creates and grants
it's
for
violated
itself.
any rights it's had. Every rights that
even if we went by the rule of law, they violated every rule out there.
Yeah.
So their international criminal courts wants their entire top management for war crimes. There's a long list of atrocities that are being committed here by this. So the idea that, and if anybody came up and said Israel has a right to exist and a right to defend itself, it does not have a right to exist. People have a right to exist, but the state has no right to exist. State.
But what about America? I mean, and all the wars that we've done, all the assassinations.
We're the bad guys. We have a lot in commmen with the Israelis.
Yeah,
we love to move people off of their land and pretend like they weren't there first, and do all kinds of horrible shit and murder all the buffalo and drive them all off the cliff into so that we can starve people to death. Yeah, we have a long track record of doing awful shit, and the American empire and the current Israeli regime have a lot of overlap.
So does in Britain. Britain gets off in this whole thing.
Well, they might even be the worst.
Yeah.
As we've said before, all roads lead to London.
Yes, 100%. And it's kind of master blaster, dude. They're like the big, smart midget on our back that tells us and like Trump coming out going, yeah, it's no longer the Department of Defense, Department of War. I'm like, at least you've come out and said that.
It used to be the Department of War.
Yeah.
Back during World War II, and then they changed it. So it's like,
even though he's right, it's kind of weird that the guy that went in for anti-war changed it to war.
Well, every president every legitimate president we voted for was, I'm going to end all the wars. And then they never do. And there's two guys that aren't legitimate, and that is George Bush Jr. and Joe Biden, which are blatant election
But we
fraud.
should say, though, the first time around was the humble foreign policy, no nation building. He got elected on that the first time.
Yeah.
It was 9/11 that the second time around that changed his tune. But people wanted him because of that.
Okay, so we'll add him to it. We voted in an anti-war candidate every time. And just like when a guy tries to say whatever he can to get laid, they completely, once the action's done, change their whole view and go 180.
Because it was John McCain in the Straight Talk Express, that was the war machine in that election.
Well, I think there's a lot of similarities between Obama's first term and Trump's second term, in that the opposing party ran a candidate that everyone was that their demographic was over, like their demographic which they fit was over. Like when Obama ran, we were over old white neocons. We didn't want old white neocons, so now we have this flashy, young, black, gay man, and we vote him in because we're going to change. We're like, yes, we need change. We're tired of these old. And then when Trump's second term he runs for, or his third term, let's just say, after I believe the election was stolen, he runs his third time. Who they put up against him? Wine mom, progressive, sex change in prison, locked up more black people, but suddenly loves black people, even though she's not technically black, used to own slaves, but hates racism. Her family used to run slaves, hates racism, run him against this guy, and the country was over the progressive left. Then you run the most progressive left candidate to, I think, run everybody to Trump.
So then, if we follow that chain of events, we wind up with Gavin Newsom next.
Oh boy.
I think this will be the most. Now, listen, here's my thing with Trump. When Trump does things I like, I go, I like that. When Trump does things I don't like, I scream to anyone who will listen. Yeah. Okay? I do not like U.S. military on U.S. soil. I am against it. It's a quick
Boy,
slide.
he loves it, though. He loves it.
But I'm going to say, and this is not like I'm pro it. But when you hear all these progressive governors going, you're going to scare people off from voting, you're going to scare, it's almost like if I'm in his shoes and I'm on that side, that's a really big win. Because if you've gotten rid of voting on a national level for national elections, gotten rid of voting, right?
Mail-in ballots.
Mail-in voting. You get rid of that. The only way to do it is to show up. And now you put all this ice and everyone right around it. Guess who's not showing up to vote?
Yeah, but you got to guarantee that they do no mail voting.
What?
You got to guarantee they don't do no mail where you can't vote.
Well, I know
through mail.
Gavin Newsom's trying to push back on that, which is the surest sign that they stole it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And again, I'm not for military boots on the ground in America, but I'm going from their perspective, and you want to stop this hijacking of elections to make it so anybody, like if you talk to people who still believe that Biden won 2020, it's laughable. You're like, I've never seen it before that, and I've never seen it after it, where they stopped counting the votes for 5 hours, which gave them enough chance to fill in all these ballots mail men, where 100% of them came in under Joe Biden, where most of them were just signed Joe Biden. They didn't even vote for any of the other ones.
It's all in Joe Biden's handwriting, too. It's really weird.
Yes. Auto pen.
I don't know what it's going to take to wake people up that voting is a total sham.
I'm never going to vote for president again.
It's just busy work for the masses. I wish it helped. I think that there's psychological studies that show that people think that they're more a participant in it if they get to go down there and cast their vote and be.
I'm with you. The only thing I will say is this.
Watch Jones Plantation.
No, I agree with you totally. And it is a waste of time. But when they try to get in a candidate that is so unpopular and they somehow win, let's say, Hillary Clinton the primary, it wakes people up that something's going back. So they can't. So I think most elections are rigged, but sometimes the candidate they want in, the people want in, it's when you have someone like Hillary Clinton versus Bernie Sanders, and it's so obvious that everyone wants Bernie, and they robbed us of a Trump versus Bernie debate. And even though today Sam knows Bernie's full of shit, but even back then was like, if that's what the people want, you should let them run.
The real contest, though, is who can cheat the best. That's the real contest.
Yes.
It's not who gets the most votes. It's who can rig the election the best.
Both sides are going to get 40%. Just for showing up. It's that final couple percent. How determined are you to? Are you willing to play the long game and import 10 million illegals in here and give them all driver's license and get them voted and do all of the work and think of all the effort that needs to go into that? Are you willing to do it? Because the Democrats are.
Yeah.
I mean, the Republicans need to ask themselves, like, are you guys ready to?
Well, that's what Trump is doing with the deportations. That's what Trump is finally like. Just we're doing it.
When everyone's losing their mind on Trump and what he's doing with ICE, and again, he's using the sledgehammer to a problem that needs a scalpel, right?
Does it? I don't know. Does it need a scalpel?
Well, my question to you or anybody else who and it seems like you're for what he's doing.
Well,
There's
no,
people
I'm not,
who are against what he's doing. But my question is,
it's hard.
Where is the footage of Obama deporting people? What did he use? Did he do giant mariachi concerts and then he grabbed everybody there and they just salsaed off to wherever they came from?
They just showed up on their lawn with a mariachi band and they were like, "Come out, my friend. You're going back home."
Yeah. It was the exact same thing. The difference is that the media isn't trying to whip you up into a frenzy. The question is, to you, Charlie, is if no one's watching the news, how is this narrative getting out?
That's a great question because viewership is down massively. MSNBC is down
Hold on, Miss Now.
Oh, sorry.
Miss Now.
Miss Now. Down 47%. If I went on macroaggressions and yelled the N-word for an hour, I couldn't lose 47% of my audience.
Yeah.
It's almost impossible to do. I know.
We've tried on this.
Michael Richards, the only person who could do that, really.
Yeah. But I mean, it's quite something. The people just turned off the TV. My fear, I think the answer is that the narrative isn't only coming from the mainstream media, it's also coming from the mainstream alternative media. And shows like this, where you've got Tim Pool and groups like this that are getting financed, and then they are the ones that are the new narrative managers. They'll let you argue about certain things, but you got to stay within the parameters. If you get outside of that, like Alex Stein did in this argument that he was having, boom, they come right at you, right?
Well, it's very interesting because now this whole discussion about dark money going into the left has been out. And, as much as they're giving shit to people I love like Rogan or Andrew Schultz and convincing themselves that 4 podcasts decided the election, which is absolutely hilarious to me. You're talking about 4 podcasts versus Hollywood and the mainstream media and the social media companies. And you're telling me these 4 podcasts won the day. I mean, it's absolutely a joke. But you talk about that Dave Packett or whatever his name is, the super uber left progressive content creator who tried to act like he didn't know who AIPAC was.
Oh, David Pakman.
Yeah, Pakman. Yeah. And then it turns out his brother works for AIPAC or works for some offshoot of AIPAC. I saw a guy tweet it that his brother works for some offshoot. Allegedly, we got to say that. It's like,
honey, what? Only fins? I've never heard of it. I don't know what you're talking.
They must believe it though, right? That it works, Sam. That could, because Gavin Newsom can't stop doing podcasts right now. I mean, they must believe to some extent.
Well, he started his own. He got his dick kicked in so badly he stopped it. Like no one started more podcasts,
right? But he's
than
been doing
Hillary Clinton. Every other week she got a new podcast, and then it goes to shit because she's a cunt.
Do you think she still thinks that she might be president someday?
I mean, she wants to. I just think that brand is so dead that just she mustn't. I mean, obviously, someone runs her social media and they don't let her see the comments.
If it was Hillary or Kamala, who would win? If it was them two, that would go. Who's taking it?
Well, Hillary would kill.
Hillary would make sure that she won.
Yeah.
Oh, she would make sure. Yeah.
She would have a conversation
if I was
with
Kamala,
the other
I'd be
side.
like, I'm just going to campaign for my house.
Yeah.
I'm never leaving my house. And I'm just going to do Zooms all the time for 5 minutes because I can't carry a conversation, even though I was a prosecutor. And you would think I'd be able to talk because I had to do cases, which I think they said they can't find any actual cases she prosecuted. That's what happens when you bring Jerry Brown or whatever his name was.
Willie Brown. Big Willie Brown.
Yeah, Big Willie Brown. So it's again, I've said this before, the Federal Reserve funds everything you hate in the world.
He's still going. Just released one an hour ago.
He did? He put out another one? Wow.
Oh, my God. How did I miss the Gavin Newsom, Jasmine Crockett interview?
Sean Spicer, too, is on there. Wow. I bet that's a real
746,000 views.
Jasmine
Gavin
Crockett,
Newsom talking to Jasmine Crockett about what?
Beto O'Rourke. Wow.
Oh, this fucker.
Sanjay Gupta.
We got to do 2-parter with Sanjay Gupta.
Leon Panetta. Wow.
Jesus
there we go.
Christ, was Satan unavailable?
That's great.
I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous.
Newt Gingrich.
Newt Gingrich.
And the way the right goes on there just lets you know it's 2 birds with the same stone. I mean, 2 wings of the same corrupt bird.
Scaramucci.
I mean, it's just, I thought he ended it. It looks like he brought it back. But he's getting his ass kicked.
Steve Bannon.
Tim Waltz. I mean, what a piece of shit.
Yeah.
I mean, he's connected.
Well, they screwed up with him. He just sucks. He's not a good politician. He's not good at it.
Yeah, but again, that gets into what I'm saying. Like, you literally fed them what people don't want. Yeah. They ordered something else, and you gave them the rotten food that you...
Yeah. Can I ask, how do you have, if you're Gavin Newsom, 177,000 subscribers, and yet you get 5 times as many plays? You get 750,000 views when you only have 100. When you have 170, that is
because people love that, which gets into what we were talking about earlier. We're not going to get into who we were talking about, But this look at XG.
Look
XG.
at the
That's
comment.
so
dude.
great.
Look at the first comment. Clearly a shill comment. Today, I am proud to be a registered Democrat because people like Representative Jasmine Crockett and Governor Newsom.
Turn that off, dude.
Let's continue to fight for our democracy. Oh, hello.
Oh, hello. But Jasmine Crockett is a great example of if you just play a stereotype, people, it resonates with people. You listen to how she used to talk before she ran, and now she's hood as shit. And people are showing up to her things going, "You're not hood. You're not hood. You come from a rich family. You went to a good school. This is all act." She's like, "I love my nana. Manana."
And what do they call it? They have a name for that too, right? Code switching or whatever they call it.
It's code switching.
I had to do it to survive, you know.
Well, that's what they thought Tim Waltz was going to be great about. They said, we brought him in to talk to the white men.
Yeah.
It's like, holy shit! Have you talked to Tim Waltz?
Yeah.
He's a closeted homosexual. You think he's gonna bro you up and get you all the sports fans?
Dude,
It's
I
like-
know somebody, a Democrat, a good person I grew up with, who legitimately thinks Pete Buttigieg is the future of that party.
Oh, my
I've
God.
had people
Genuine.
say that to me. I think he's good. I'm like, he's CIA, dude. You remember when they showed he pulled zero with black people? So the next day he was like drinking 40s
out of a brown paper
and he's
bag.
like,
He was drinking.
like sucking on it like it's a dick.
Just out at the park having 40s with the homies,
As you do,
talking
as
about
one does.
talking about important policy decisions that we're going to run. Get the
I go, they think we're stupid, and then I realize that we are stupid.
They are. Well, I mean, look, they did it with AOC. They ran her through, and everyone said, "Oh, she's got a nice rack. Maybe I'm progressive up on dumb tits." You know what I mean? And so they and they go, "Well, maybe we'll bring Jasmine Crockett in here." Like, yeah, but she's not really street. Like, well, not yet, but we could make her street.
Yeah,
100%. And so you see the side by side videos of her, and you go, "Oh, you're just another inauthentic politician. You'd be perfect in Washington." And did you see today on the news that came out? Talking about Ilhan Omar's net worth of $30 million.
Yeah, she went in there with like what 200,000, and now she's got $30 million.
What is she just doing speeches like constantly? Is that
and it's also she has companies everybody wants to do business with to procure her vote on stuff. But it's
she's got a badass crypto. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude. So what other projects you got working on as we wrap it up?
Activist Post has been what's been on my mind this year.
I love it.
I am so fortunate. Those guys reached out to me last summer. They said they'd been running it for 15 years, and if I would be interested in.
Can you look it up? Activist Post. You got to spell it for them.
It's and so I rebuilt the site with Christian Yordanov, our mutual friend, and my buddy Jeff Warnock. And we worked on this site, built it, launched it January 1st, and it's just the rebranding of Activist Post. It's been a source of news for me for 10 years. I'm flattered that they thought of me, and so I bought it in an all Bitcoin transaction. We're
Nice.
fortunate, anyone that's interested in just having a great source for news, go to activistpost.com, bookmark it. If you get your news on your phone, the reason why we don't have an app is because we don't want to centralize control into the hands of the App Store people, because we know what will happen. They'll just turn it off. So if you want it on your phone, just open a browser, go to activistpost.com, bookmark it, and there you go. We're all about solutions over there. We're not just going to complain to you about what's happening. There's a solutions section. There's a podcast section as well. So there's a lot going on over there. I hope people will take a look, check it out. We've got a weekly newsletter that's going to go out. It goes out on Sundays, called the Sunday Post. It's just like top stories from the week. And also on Wednesday, we have an email newsletter called the Solution Series, which is fantastic. So if you're interested in getting to the bottom of
It's a gorgeous website.
I thank you very much. I wanted that. I'll give that credit to my buddy Jeff. He and I talked about this. He's a brilliant graphic designer, and I said I want to keep it clean and simple. I want it to load fast for mobile, and I want it to be secure.
I'm gonna start going on there every day just to see what the news is.
Just check it out. I'm not saying get rid of the current places that you're going for news. Keep those.
Just add it to it.
But just add to it. Yeah, just add it to. And if you like, I'm a member of the Independent Media Alliance with Whitney Webb and Ryan Christian and Derek Bros and all those guys. And down at the bottom, you'll find there's a little tag that says Independent Media Alliance. You click on that, there's a list of everybody who's a part of that. And we represent, I post all of theirs. There you go, down there in the
that's
right.
a good group of people too. No,
There we go. And so, it's a great group of people. I'm flattered to be a part of
Whoever took the headshots are on fire, dude.
There you go. There's the pop-up for it. But
come on, Jason. You can get a color photo. Everybody else is in color. Jason's in black and white. We got to do better.
Yeah. Jason Bassler?
Yeah.
But he's such a badass.
I know. He looks cool.
He looks cool in that.
I love that logo, by the way.
He's incredibly good looking.
Is that a new logo? Or
the activist post, yeah. Well, it's their old logo that
kind of revamped
that Jeff tightened up.
It's nice.
Yeah, thank
That's
you.
a cool logo. A logo's important, man.
It's important.
It really is.
And we're playing around. We're working on it, getting it. We're looking better in dark mode as well. So there's still some things that we need to clean up about. That's okay. We're a work in progress. You'll see that on our homepage, we got Wise Wolf Bitcoin, Wolfpack Gold.
I'm going to send Dana. All she wants me to do is sell my Bitcoin.
No.
I'm like, nope.
No.
We're right.
I don't care if it goes down to 20. I'll just buy more, but I am not going to sell it. It's an investment.
It's a vote against the system, if nothing else.
Yep.
I like anything that throws a monkey wrench in these.
Are you concerned about it increasingly tracking with the markets and with all the new ETFs and stuff?
I'm concerned about the guy who owns the stable coin being right next to Trump every day and being the guy that conveniently didn't go to the World Trade Centers on 9/11.
Lutnick, yeah.
Yeah, that makes me very nervous.
Yeah, well, it should. My concern, I love Bitcoin.
I'm all in on Bitcoin too.
I'm all in on Bitcoin, but I don't like some of the people that like Bitcoin. Meaning like the banks.
Well, do they like it or do they like
I think
money?
they think they're going to control it. Now, whether they're going to actually control it or not is to be. I don't know. I think maybe my fear with it is they'll work on some sort of paper Bitcoin, the way they had a paper gold ETF and paper silver, and manipulate it that way. Now, I don't know the ins and outs of it, and I think
so. Most people aren't trading Bitcoin, but trading representations of Bitcoin that they've created, right? Is that what you're saying?
Potentially, that's where I would see. No, I don't know that they're doing that now. I'm just saying I see that as a future Achilles heel of it, something along those lines. I also don't like, the thing that I love about Bitcoin is the decentralized nature of it, and I don't like to see it centralized in the hands of big groups. So whether it's BlackRock with the ETFs or whether it's strategy, I mean, on the one hand, I get it. I see what they're doing, and I understand. It's like, if you want to talk about like air quotes free market, like they have the ability to buy it too, right? So whoever gets to it. And I do like that there was a good 10-year run where none of them knew about it and only us weirdos did, and we were able to get in and understand it and make some mistakes and maybe get some and lose some and then get some more and do all the things that you need to do. So I like that the right people were in it early. I get uncomfortable. I mean, I think it's great for price appreciation when you've got the BlackRocks of the world's coming in and spending hundreds of millions, if not billions and billions of dollars, just acquiring it. It pushes the price up. But I'd be lying if I said I think it's a good thing that Larry Fink likes Bitcoin.
Larry Fink attached to anything is not good.
Yeah.
Charlie, great episode, dude. Always a pleasure. I love these episodes when we just talk. It's a lot of fun. One more time, Charlie, tell them where they can find you.
Macroaggressions.io is the website. You'll find information about the books. They're all on audiobook now. There's 3 of them. I'm working on a 4th. The podcast, Macroaggressions, Union of the Unwanted with Sam Tripoli. Day 0, which we have been doing now. We just crossed our 200th episode of that. Not bad for once a week. Once a week, yeah. We have a great time doing that. So macroaggressions.io. Subscribe to the show.
And
podcast.
You're on,
it's free. You get what you pay for. Grand Theft World. Well, yeah, I was doing that this summer. I was the fill-in host, but my last episode was on Sunday. I dropped off. And
it was a good run. It was a good run.
Oh, they do such great shows over. It's like 7 hours though.
Yeah,
it's a late night show.
I don't know how you do that, dude.
There's so much to learn. I can't believe how much I've learned just being a co-host on there. Listening to Richard Grove, you just sit there and listen.
Him and Jay Dyer when they just pull books out of nowhere.
Exactly.
It's
They
a
pull
magic
books.
trick, dude.
Yeah, that's it. You know what? There should be a class. You want to go? Forget college. Just sit down and watch Richard Grove and Jay Dyer talk about the books that they've read.
Yeah.
That in and of itself, you can learn a lot just from
dude.
that.
They're
Those guys
two
are great.
greats. They always kill on the show.
Thanks for having me. Good to be back in studio.
Anytime, dude. We love you very much. You have an open door anytime you want to come on, and let's break down the episode. All right, guys. What'd you think of our man Charlie Robinson?
Love that guy.
I think, dude. He's just one of those guys who just can remember everything and has just a wealth of knowledge, and he's always banging with the real ones. You know what I'm saying? Like. Yeah. He's on all these great shows, and it's so interesting because I always joke that I don't know why Charlie's in the conspiracy world.
Yeah. How did that happen?
Because he's dominated in the normie world.
Yeah, usually people who do well there aren't forced to kind of reevaluate their life.
Yeah,
and end
it's
up
just like the guy is just such a fucking G.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have to do this stuff, but obviously he cares enough.
Yeah. He's at his goal weight. You know what I mean?
Oh, dude, he's like 150.
Yeah, that's great.
He's probably pissed. He's probably 148.
What's his? You said he does 6-hour podcast.
No, he goes on Richard Grove's Grand Theft Audio or Grand Theft World. And they do 7-hour podcasts. You remember those conspiracy guys? We should have them back on again.
What's the longest you think you could do? Have you done anything longer than 2-3 hours?
We used to do 3-hour Broken Sims.
Yeah, I mean, we could if that was the only thing we did in a day or a week, we could do 7. It'd be like
wouldn't that be hilarious if we just did one podcast with an hour of each podcast?
That would be wild.
Right? Okay. Well, now we're in the Cash Daddy's hour.
That's kind of what Stern used to do, But when he first started doing Sirius, they would have the FM show. And then they would say, all right, now we're going to satellite. And the FM radio stations hated it that he did that. But he did 2 shows in a day. And I got to imagine that was exhausting. He went home and slept on a bed of millions. So.
Well, people think this isn't hard work. And we're not saying we're doing roofing or any of that shit or anything hard like that. Yeah. But, dude, to be around dirty electricity and to be able to come up with something unique that you haven't heard is work.
It's also you don't get to be in a flow state like a lot of people with especially manual labor jobs, which are hard and destroy your body. Don't get me wrong, but you get the benefit of satisfaction and a flow state where you're they're doing the thing and you can kind of. And this is active listening, nonstop active listening.
It's not roofing. It's not construction. It's not anything that. It's dirty electricity. It's not good for your body. It's just.
But it's like being in a lecture or something in college. Remember that you used to get out of a lecture and you're like, "Damn, man, that was."
But so you guys know I've done other podcasts. So I've invited my friends over before.
I heard about it.
Yeah. So
I've heard about the World's Greatest Podcast.
Yeah,
is that still going?
Where you get free
still
Oakleys.
going.
Have you been Me Too'd by your co-host?
No,
yet?
not yet. It's not. Hopefully, never happens. But so I've had my friends come on. We're like, dude, I could be a great podcaster. I listen to these all the time, and they come on, and you give them the mic, and they're cold because I'm like, yeah, your house in your car when you're listening to it. They're like, oh, I could jump into this conversation with Rogan and Neil deGrasse Tyson. No, you can't. No, you can't. This is way harder than it is. When you're in your house, it's a lot. I can jump in.
It's just a talent, we all have a God-given talent.
Also, probably people are nervous the first time.
Oh yeah, dude, I can't tell you how many times I go on the road. Someone goes, "I got a great thing for you." I go, okay, come on my premium content, and then I never hear. I email them. I never hear from them again. It is what it is. We're not saying we're doing anything.
I used to call Paul Mercurio's show. Remember that guy on? I remember I called his, and I was shitting bricks calling that show. So and I sounded like an idiot. So yeah.
When I call in the sports talk radio, I get nervous, and I don't know why.
It's weird, right? All you do is talking to way more people than are listening to sports talk radio.
I want to call into Ben Maller tonight and tell him about how, because the Clippers are in trouble.
Oh, they're in trouble.
That Stephen Ballmer is part of the committee of 300.
You should do that, bro.
He's literally one of the lizard people.
You think he'll get away with it? Is that your point there?
No, I'll see if he'll let me do it. He's let me call him before.
No, but what I mean is, are you saying, hey, he's a member of the committee of 300, so don't really worry about it. We're gonna get away with this.
I'm going to tell you, it's the biggest reason why I think the Clippers will win a championship because he is one of the masters of mankind.
That's why I feel about the Panthers eventually, because this guy's, the second wealthiest owner in the NFL. It's going to happen.
The biggest thing is is your owner doing everything he can? Whether it works out or not is a totally different thing.
Yes.
But are they trying? Yeah, most of my
and
owners
do they
are.
have enough money to do everything they could do?
100%. But going back to the Charlie conversation, I thought it was a great conversation. I mean, we never need notes when we talk to Charlie because he's just a wealth of knowledge and just an all-around great guy. He's like one of those people you meet that they're on the show. And you're like, oh, that's a good guy. Then you meet him in real life and you're like, whoa, he's a really good guy. And it's great that they're the real ones are the same people off stage as they are on stage. Sometimes you see people blow up and they're real douches off stage.
Yeah.
It eventually catches up with you. You piss off enough people, that energy kind of collapses your stuff. Real quick, go to samtripoli.com. Check out events. Again, Chicago. Okay. Oh, snaps. Yeah, Dana's going to piss me. Chicago.
Who was
on
that
the
woman
12th.
on the front? I'm sorry, on that doom scroll in that thumbnail. Who is that woman?
I just found a hot chick because we had a bunch of
damn you.
conspiracy hot chick hot smoke shows on the show.
Okay.
Doing content.
Damn it.
It just says conspiracy smoke shows. Chicago, Illinois on the 12th and the 13th. Then Ventura, then Tulsa, then Oklahoma City, then Austin, Texas. And then again, Austin, please show up. It's going to be a great weekend. I'm going to drop bombs. Skankfest on the 14th, 15th through the 16th of November. Then the big show. We can't promote it enough. November 21st, buy your tickets to one of there's 3 big shows coming up. It's going to be Austin. It's going to be the Virgin Hotel Tinfoil Hat Comedy Show. And then the big 1000th episode. That will happen soon. I got to figure out where we're going to do it. And then, what are you doing? Then there's one more.
Right.
Minneapolis. And then, of course, closing out the new year at my comedy club, ran by the great Michael Romanelli, the Dojo of Comedy in Morris Plains. So
That's cool.
Go check that out. And again, you just like all the stuff on all the videos there, all the premium content, putting up 3 a week. I'm doing whatever this is with Austin Picard and Brad Binkley that I'm doing. Now I'm doing the Kurt and Sam experiment with Kurt Metzger.
Occam's razor is a psyop?
Yeah, it's this notion that the simplest answer is usually the best answer, and I think that's total bullshit. The real answer tends to be very nuanced and more complex. And then the Deep Conspiracy Rewinds, and I'm trying to interview people. We're going through it. So 3 of those a day. Also find me on Rockfin and Locals and Substack. But I'm not putting as many on there. And then talk about Cash Daddies, Johnny.
Yeah, we're having a good time over there. How he's continued to crush it. It's also just, boy, he is putting the tickers in there, isn't he? It's just a good time to be learning because there's opportunity in the economy right now. The way things are trending, you could get some values on stocks and his great skill is picking them. So
he is great, even when he's doing with his shirt off.
He loves taking his shirt off.
He loves. Well, he's got a good build, dude. He's a very well built man. Go down. Chaos Twins again, guys. Episode 2's coming out. I sign them on the road all the time. People bring their issues. I sign them for them.
Oh, that's cool.
That's going great. I'm so excited for you guys to see it. Dana's got a character in there, which is named Danny, which is what the girls called her when they were really young. Danny. So we call her Danny. Danny is a character, and she's gonna have. You remember those devil cheerleaders who always had the fat asses? You ever see them?
Yeah, like girls, but animated kind of.
Yeah. That's how Danny looks. PSYOP season takes no days off. T-shirts, go tinfoil@t-shirts.com or the website. PSYOP season takes no days off. And of course, the Wood Army. Join the Wood Army if you would, and we all know you would. Join the Army, dude. It's where the bangers bang. And then, of course, we want to get into our amazing affiliates. Mineral King is crushing it. Pat Miltich. Yep. Go check it out if you want to get rid of parasites, get rid of and make your soil better so you can grow your own food. Obviously, we got Chemical Free Body. I take it every day, all the time. Great supplements. I love them. AquaCure Hydrogen Brown Gas. If you want to get that hydrogen to help slow down the aging process, we also have if you go up, we also have our boy at the Live Longer formula, Christian Yarndarnoff. He's there, and who else? Go down. EMF Rocks, and then Brain Supreme. Everybody, this guy's asking great questions because he's microdosing every show.
That's it.
That's how he does it. And then Prometheus, if you want a decentralized website, it's my website. If you're someone who's constantly losing their Patreons or losing their YouTubes, get to them. They build a great website. And my website is growing all the time. He showed me month by month, it's going up. So everything Sam Tripoli's on my website. And then finally, join the Telegrams. They're growing. And go back down, go down. And we have a 24-hour radio for you if you want to hear my sweet, sweet voice all the time. And all my specials. I have a new comedy special coming out called Barbecue. I do about 40 minutes of crowd work in Kansas City. Barbecued.
I like that.
It's coming out, so hopefully we'll be out in the next couple of weeks. Anything else?
Hit that like button if you want this NPC hat. Go to fullytoxic.com. I got a couple more of these left. Go get them.
Johnny?
New Broken Sim is out. Probably a couple by the time you hear this, but the last one was pretty funny because Sam got what he thought was just a fan letter, but it turned out to be very personal.
Yeah,
and,
someone offered me some ass.
Super awkward.
And I get to them, I say thank you.
Thank you. I got breaking news, by the way. President Trump has said that of Elon Musk, I like him now. So they're back on
in
good
together.
terms.
The health. A lot of people ask about the health of Trump. He's 80. Yeah. That's my opinion.
Yeah, the hand thing is the least convincing thing, dude. My mom is like in her 60s. My mom's in her 60s and she's just got thin skin, dude. And
they bump into something, they bruise really easy. And again, he's 80. He could go any day. That's what happens to them.
And
they're 80 years old.
Big tree fall hard.
Big dude, heavyweight. Been, his weight. I mean, that heart's been pumping for 80-something years.
It'd be wild though if Biden outlived him.
It would be wild.
It'd be wild. I'm not gonna lie.
I've said this before. They run the same plays over and over again, and we haven't seen a president die in office since JFK. Right? I mean, that's the only trauma event we haven't had since then.
I know the answer might be no, but you guys didn't believe he was dead, right?
No.
The whole thing of, he was dead, that was an old picture of him golfing.
No, I'm not over body doubles with masks on like they did with Biden when he's in that white picture where you're like, I don't know, that might be him, that might not. I think they do that a lot more than we think.
I don't even care.
Black Biden. We saw Black Biden. Right? White face Biden with black skin under it.
Daywalker Biden.
But then we all Nephilim Biden. We loved all those guys.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I miss of the Biden administration.
We had Biden, Biden.
Where in the world is Joe freaking Biden? I miss playing that game. Is that him? Is that not him?
Do you think him falling on a bike was him?
No, dude, look at those young people legs.
He had great legs, yeah.
He had great legs. 80-year-olds don't have great legs, dude.
That was
He's just retarded.
The good old days.
And then what else? The shooter?
Oh, yeah. People kept asking me, like, what'd you think about the whole...
Well, it turns out his father's CIA. Did you know that?
No, really?
Alex Jones discovered that. CIA. Dude. These guys sacrifice their kids all the time. I don't know how you do that. They trust you and you sacrifice your own kids. So, I mean, again, going back, the next episode is going to drop is Christian Yarndarnoff, and we get into SSRIs and like how dangerous they are. I mean, they're dangerous, dude. Yeah. And then on top of that, he's taking hormone therapy. Imagine what hormone therapy does to you. It must completely your head up.
That movie Weapons is kind of about that. Kids being abused and stuff.
I'll fight everybody.
What do you think? Like, let's say there was a study that guaranteed that like 1 in 100,000 people were a serial killer with this SSRIs. Do you think they would stop, or do you think you could prove that? Even if it's one, because they say, well, the side effects. If it was one person,
if you're saying they become an active serial killer, probably. But if they had like the desire to kill people,
but
I don't think they would. They would just bury that. Yeah, that would because I think that would not be statistically
use it for their own good.
It wouldn't be statistically significant. I don't think 1 in 100,000 is. I mean, that wouldn't rise to the level of statistical significance. So,
yeah, XG. Take more microdosing.
I mean, maybe.
Do you know what I mean though? Like they don't like.
No,
That
I know
would
what you
just
mean.
be because what's the rate of serial killer wannabes in society at large anyway? Is it probably about that, right? Maybe even worse than that.
Yeah, I'm just wondering how many they would have to be for them to be like, okay, we got to stop giving kids these drugs. Is what I'm trying to say. Like, how many
They'll
there
never
would have to
stop
be?
that. If it's a negative effects, they like it even more.
I think
they want to destroy children.
I think it's 37 is the answer. 37.
Or a couple off. We're a couple off, guys.
37
We're
out
a
of
couple
100,000.
All right. Anything else, guys? Nothing else?
No.
All right. Enjoy.
Oh, no. YouTube.
Whoa.
The new YouTube tinfoil
Yeah,
hat. Let
we
them know.
haven't been-
Now,
okay.
let them know. Please. Come on, guys.
We should have done that earlier, dude.
Whoa,
They're still here. They're still here. Get them in.
Go to youtube.com. We have 2 YouTube channels. We're trying to figure out how to do it.
One of them's going to be a clip one, guys.
Well, yeah, we got to get someone to clip it.
What's the main one called now, though?
Tinfoil hat, Sam Tripoli. Should show up like that.
Tinfoil Hat Official, is it? Is that what it is?
Let's see what comes
Right
up.
there.
There's 2 of them.
Tinfoil hat with Sam.
Okay, but it's Tinfoil Hat Official, and that's even gone up since we started doing it. We've gotten over 1,000
It's
subscribers.
doing really well, yeah.
So Tinfoil Hat Official is the one where you get all the episodes. Thanks to our boy who, our buddy who built it for us when we couldn't do it. So that's going up, and then we're gonna put clips on the new one in case the old one gets taken
Look
down.
at that Anne Heche episode doing almost 20 grand, 20,000.
Well, that was a crazy ass episode, dude. That's a crazy ass episode. So whenever XG isn't doing Molly, he catches up on the episodes. When he's not gambling or dropping Molly,
rolling on and rolling off.
Some retarded pool where there's a bunch of fat people in the pool acting like he's living his baller life.
Doing his Instagram face to the camera.
Hey, me and the Chunkies. I'm Chunky. Yeah, Chunkies.
All right, guys. Let's end the podcast.
If I do this, they look thin. They look thin. And it's coming from a chunky. So those are the 2, and we'll put both of those in the comment section so you guys can in the description so you guys can subscribe. And if you are watching the show, subscribe to the show, please. Anything else?
Oh, that's it.
All right, guys. We love you. Thanks for watching. Enjoy these highlights.
Welcome back to #1 podcast in the world. We got a stack pack week for you guys. We go over the guy at the Korn concert. Was he busting a Pee Wee Herman? Was the death at Burning Man a cult ritual? Did the homie get sacrificed? And is Donald Trump dead or alive? Why does he have cankles? And is The Rock on Ozempic? Because they started calling him Pebble. I don't. Start the episode. Let's go. I sent Chili. Chili sent to me. It's that thing where you both send it to.
Yeah, I didn't think you would see it because it's a Korn concert. So I
Korn.
didn't think it would be in your feed.
No, dude, it's gonna be in my feed. It's a crazy ass dude. I can't play. I mean, play it.
Dude goes full Pee Wee Herman at the Korn concert. God forbid a man has hobbies. This is absolutely abhorrent behavior at a Korn show. This happened Wednesday night at the Korn concert, MetLife Stadium. Korn was opening for System of a Down when this dude was caught on camera. Of all bands, why Korn? Shout out to the dude in the crowd who came down and gave this guy a real stroke, and the security and cops for getting this guy out of there. Apparently the guy who delivered the blow also got ejected. How are you gonna throw the person out who clocked this guy? I don't know what this dude was thinking. I can understand a Sleep Token show, maybe Bad Omens, but Jonathan Davis in the band, I don't know. Shout out to my boy Logan for capturing this image and the graphic, and the creator Border Cauliflower for capturing the original video.
He said Bad Omens. Have you seen Bad Omens? I didn't even realize he said that.
No,
Okay, so
what's
the
Bad
lead
Omens?
singer of Bad Omens, he's actually like
Is-
really fucking pretty, so I get that one. Watch, hold on. Like,
Is it rock? Is it?
it's like this kind of music.
Oh, like old school rock kind of.
No, it's not old school, but
metal. I don't know what Korn is. What is Korn?
I actually don't know what it is either. To be
demonic
honest.
to me.
Do you see him? Like he's like pretty. Like he's like
okay, I can see
feminine and pretty. So
Yeah.
you can see it like at
The
they're
guy said-
really good. I love them.
The guy said, "Why corn? Why do you think this
That's
guy?"
what I'm saying. Like why?
For me,
corn?
because it rhymes with.
You think?
Corn and I forgot where he was at.
That's funny.
What do you think? I mean,
I don't know. I've been to corn concerts and I've never seen anything like that.
I mean, I don't. I mean, I can't say it. I've been to so many concerts where I'm sure there's someone that was in the stands jerking it, but I don't know.
So I seen this. I saw the video, but I didn't see what concert it was at, and I thought it was like a DJ one. Like like you take so much drugs at like festivals. I thought it would have been that. I was kind of surprised it was corn. That's hilarious.
He's that. I mean, he doesn't look sober. He does
does not look sober.
He looks mentally ill.
Yeah.
And what's crazy is even when the securities were trying to get him out of the venue, seemed like he was holding back. He was like resisting arrest. It looked like a black person when they're trying to get arrested. I'm like, yo, you're gone. You're already arrested. You're.
Well, maybe
let's
because
go.
his pants are down. It looked like the pants are down when they were taking
okay,
him out.
if you- okay,
so
not
his
that I
dick
would-
is just out. You know, is
not-
that indecent exposure if you do that? If you're
yeah,
you're
of
a
course.
cop?
Yeah,
well,
yeah,
if you're
yeah.
a cop and you're dragging them and then their pants come down and their dick's out.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, your pants shouldn't be able to come off that easily. If your pants if your pants come off that easily, it should be decent exposure. Like if you're a black guy and you're sagging that low and your pants come off, decent exposure. Let's go to jail, buddy. What are you talking about? Where about? I'm not saying you can't sag. I used to sag. I'm not
it's
saying
so
there's-
funny that he has to be a black guy.
Huh? Who's sagging? Okay, you could be a Mexican guy sagging. I'm just saying if you're like, cause black people.
I was trying to
some
hold
black
it
guys sag. Some black guys sag so low, like some homeless guy. I'm like, dude, you're not. Just take your pants off. Like just boxer it up.
But I think that's why he was resisting it, because his dick goes out, his little dick. But there was girls sitting next to him too. Did you see?
No, there wasn't.
Yeah, there was.
No, there was no one.
Dude goes full Pee Wee Herman at the corn concert. God forbid a man has hobbies.
Where?
Watch, you'll see them. They're sitting right here. They're sitting next to him. See, there's
Oh,
girls.
okay. There's
people. See, there's a group of
Oh,
girls.
that's pretty. Yeah, that's pretty close.
They look young.
Yeah, they look pretty young. What if they're
Maybe
with
it's
him?
his jacket.
What if they're with him?
Oh, they could have
might
been.
be
Why
with
is he
him.
by himself?
Yeah, I think they might be with him now that I think about it.
I thought it was a joke at first, because doesn't he look like a joke guy? Like
No
your
home,
friend?
no friends. He looks like our homie.
Oh, his
Adrian.
pants aren't falling down.
He looks like our homie Adrian.
Right?
He does. Like, no offense, homie. I love you, but he
Does look like people had to have told him that.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's funny though. That's crazy.
No, but like you said,
And System of a Down. Maybe he was just so excited. That's a dope ass concert.
and then not saying that I would or you should never be jerking it off in public. But if you are, wouldn't you put the T-shirt over your cock?
Wouldn't you just go to the bathroom?
Well,
Why are you
that's-
doing it in the front row at a concert? What have you ever taken drugs where it makes you that like, not like that, but I mean like that delusional where you don't know where you're at?
No.
Do you know what I mean? Like
no.
when you
and
do
I've
the
taken
spear?
no, and I've taken acid, I've taken shrooms, and I've never been
What
like.
kind of drug is that?
I think that's just mental health.
Oh.
I think that's a goon. Amazing. It's
He's just a
gooning.
perv.
He's gooning. He's literally pissed right now that he dropped a lot of money on OnlyFans and he's not getting what he got. He's not getting what he requested.
Disgusting.
Dude,
that
look
guy
at his
didn't even hit. How
face.
sucks? Like there's a video of you punching a dude and then it doesn't even knock him
You
out.
should knock. Yeah, that should have knocked him. Like, yeah, you got a sucker punch him. And
Somebody
this-
else should have done it too, though.
I
That's
don't
disgusting,
know.
because there has to be kids around.
Yeah, but you're gonna go to jail.
Corn's old.
But you're gonna go to jail.
True, but you're bringing like.
You're still
maybe that's
assaulting
why
someone.
he's
It's still
stalled.
assault. It doesn't matter what he's doing. It's still assault. You can't go up to the judge and be like, "Well, he was jerking," and the judge and the cops be like, "Good, cool. I'm glad you hit him."
Yeah.
No, it sucks that you can't hit them, but you also at the same time just call the cops.
And then the guy went to jail too. Both guys.
No, I don't
mean,
think- I don't
at
think
least
he
like if
went-
you're going to jail for hitting somebody, you should have knocked him out.
Yeah, and I mean, it didn't say he went. It didn't say he went to jail. It said he got
In trouble.
He got ejected from the venue, which I mean,
Oh, we got ejected. The System of a Down didn't even come on yet.
yeah.
That sucks. I think that would suck. Did you see the Burning Man thing?
Oh, that's pretty. That's
It's just this is just the little clip of
man found dead at Nevada's Burning Man festival.
You think it was a
Authorities are
sacrifice?
investigating.
Look,
I mean, it doesn't matter if it is or if it wasn't. That's how it's gonna go down.
I'm gonna play this just in case.
Our top story is the homicide case at Burning Man that is under investigation. The Pershing County Sheriff's Office in Nevada says the case appears to be a, quote, singular crime. Someone flagged down a deputy last night saying a man was lying in a pool of blood.
Burning Man was such an experience all around. Mixed bag.
Tien Crisanto is driving back to the Bay Area from her first trip to Burning Man. Her boots are dusty. Dust blankets her car and her beloved bike. It was a wild ride for Crisanto and others. They had to deal with Mother Nature's fierce dust storms, the massive crowds, and so much more.
Waited in a 7-hour line to get in, but made it in, and then it rained as soon as I got there, and my camp flooded.
Crisanto says the music around the clock and the expansive displays were exceptional.
Yeah, so I just happened upon this walking back to my camp.
Crisanto, a former fashion designer, handmade 5 costumes just for Burning Man.
Here's my fur coat.
In the middle of Burning Man last Wednesday came an unexpected birth of a baby. The mother had no idea she was pregnant.
I feel like what burners say is that's just Burning Man, right? That's the Burning Man experience.
On Saturday night, a disturbing discovery. Law enforcement now investigating after a man was found dead. Crisanto had already left.
Very scary that someone could have been murdered.
With as many as 80,000 people at Burning Man, Crisanto says there's a huge police presence at the event. Crisanto said she had an incredible time and a challenging time at Burning Man. She's glad she left early. In Vallejo, Suzanne Fawn, ABC 7 News.
So, I need to watch these a little bit more.
I like how you just, X. Here, X is going to enjoy this video. You don't even know half of what you're showing me, woman. Yes, I guess a lady had a kid there and didn't know.
I just saw the beginning. I didn't watch the whole thing. I didn't know someone had a baby there. That's crazy. So someone had a baby and someone died.
Do you know what's crazy?
That's some sacrifice shit.
Exactly. Some Lucifer
That's
shit.
crazy.
You kill a baby and a baby's born. That's
I like
Satan.
how someone died.
Here's a clip from the latest Broken Sim. Oh, big news, buddy. Big news. Might be good news for you. Might be good news for me. I think this is, what is this? New York Magazine or the Times is calling it the Great Unbalding is what they're calling it. There is a promising new treatment for baldness that is on the horizon, my friend. Yeah, it's New York.
All I want to know is
New
what's
York
the side
Magazine.
effects. Can you still get rock
They
hard?
say there are no side effects,
Okay,
unlike everything
give it
else.
to me now.
It is called PP405.
If it won't hurt my PP, I'll take PP.
Yeah, and they say it will not hurt your PP. No currently available treatment seems to work for everyone, and crucially, none can reliably do the thing that everyone wants, which is regrow thick, mature hair. You bored, Tim?
No, I'm
on
just,
parts of
I've
the
been going all day.
It is 12 a.m. here. Parts of the scalp that have already gone bald. Nothing ever has until maybe now. Again, it's the drug called PP405 was developed by Pelage Pharmaceuticals or Pelage, and it works differently than the usual medications. And pattern baldness, which is what most men have as they age, the hair follicles gradually shrink and then start producing these tiny hairs, and eventually they go dormant. PP405 aims to revive
Johnny,
those
every
follicles.
time you say PP, I laugh.
Yeah, it's funny. Right?
PP.
It revives them, bringing them back from the dead and causing new hairs to grow. So this is in phase 2 trials right now. They're thinking like maybe 4 years away from reaching the market, but potential
PP.
miracle drug.
PP.
Yeah, that's all you heard, wasn't it? Just PP.
Why they gotta call it PP? I'm gonna laugh.
Is Taylor Swift getting married? Is that what we
Taylor Swift is getting married, and white women and gay men are losing their minds.
It's really seems to be a big deal
it's
among
like
them.
it is there's I don't know what to say. It's their Super Bowl. I don't know, but I've never seen anybody get more of just annoying people.
Travis Kelce's dad said it. The proposal took place around 2 weeks ago. He told a local Cleveland TV station that the 3-time Super Bowl champion proposed about 2 weeks ago. We have photos from Taylor Swift's Instagram showing Kelce getting on his knee like a pussy.
What do you mean, dude? That's love. What is love?
I hate these kind of photos.
Why,
dude? There's nothing
dude?
I hate more than romantic
God,
photos.
the center of the universe, this guy.
Would you do photos ever like this? Like
Yeah,
these
I mean,
kind
if
of
that's
romantic
that's
photos?
yeah, Johnny. If you get married, you gotta do that. Women love that shit.
I would never.
You got to, Johnny. Get on your knee, Johnny. Yeah, it's great. And dude, when she gets pregnant, bro, you're gonna see every chick starting to pop out puppies.
Oh,
dude.
it could be good for the population. You're
Yeah,
right.
Taylor Swift, get preggo, so all these other chicks will start getting pregnant.
Dude, can you imagine if they get divorced? She's gonna wreck.
Dude, this
just
is like a
destroy this
holiday
guy.
for human resource chicks. Right? All the human resource women were like, oh my God, my dreams are coming true. She's getting married.
Did you see that annoying TikTok dance that went like of those Gen Z girls?
Oh yeah,
in Australia.
B cup, and everyone's like, "This is what we hate about. This is why we want an asteroid right now."
Gen Z boss and a mini is what it was. Yeah, it was. Here it is, and they were saying this is what all the HR people are doing while they fire you.
Yeah.
Here it is. Right.
This is who.
Hold on, I can. Why did they mute it? Oh no, this is some kind of. This is a reaction video too.
Gen Z boss and a mini. Itty bitty cheese in a ball. Itty bitty cheese in a ball. Break 10 hands in a hoop.
Do you guys actually do any work in here, or what's going on?
5 with 3 and an attitude. New Frank Green and a sneaky link.
I know you guys are the HR team, but we actually got to send this report in pretty soon.
16 waist in a blowy. 16 waist.
When you guys are finished with the TikTok,
I mean, what? I don't even get it, dude.
Johnny, women are gonna hate that I say this. Name me the entertainment that women enjoy that everyone thinks is respectful art. Name it.
Like say it again. Okay, give me the terms.
Name one thing that is popular with women that is seen as like some in-depth art, like deep, meaningful art. I'll tell you the two people I can come up. John Mayer. I really like him because I listen to his radio show. And that Ed whatever.
Ed Sheeran.
Yeah, that's it. Name me some where you're like, women love it and it's got substance and it's deep and it's meaningful.
Like
Name
soulful. Yeah.
Nothing. Name it. Name
No,
it.
dude,
The
it's a war.
television,
It's a war
the
at home.
music, it's all garbage.
At home for me, it's a war over the TV.
It's
bro.
just it's vapid, shiny object, hot dog shit.
Like she's gotten now where she has to just stop the TV and turn it off when I come in the room because she knows I'll just have a running commentary for the drivel that's on the. All
It's
these
just drivel. Name
dipshits,
it.
yeah.
Music, television, movies. Name me it.
Yeah. I don't know.
Outside those two guys, because they're amazing artists. Outside of them, what is like meaningful?
Like I guess you. I mean, are you? If
I
it's
mean,
just
Chris
woman
Brown
stuff,
beat the shit out of Rihanna, and he sells out arenas. And like, hey,
like you could say like Alanis Morissette. Was she like Alanis Morissette? Was she like a woman?
yeah, but that's
thing?
from a different time.
Okay, maybe Fiona Apple then too. Yeah, I mean those. Yeah, I was thinking of all of those. Like what
Name
was that
it.
called?
It's all
Lilith Fair or
shiny
whatever?
object, dog shit.
No, you're right. I wish I could think. of something.
Vapid, shiny object. Have the asteroid come and kill us now. Dog shit.
Dude, this stuff with Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. is crazy.
The whole cartel thing is crazy.
It's just what's going on down there, man?
How about the Mexican senator who came out and says the cartels own all the politicians? How long till she's dead?
Yeah. Oh, you think that's real balls, dude? That's real balls going against the cartels in Mexico. Like
She better hope Trump goes in.
That's how, and that's the talk. See, and I think that would be a disaster too. Having an American military go in another country, like that's just another war. We'll be bogged. Do you think we're bogged down in Afghanistan?
I think it would be the cartels will be way easier than anything else they did. I mean, way.
Yeah, but
easier.
think about the terms of engagement down there. It's not going to be like.
If you want to get into he's fighting the deep state. Cartels are CIA.
Absolutely. Yeah.
He's gonna.
They won't let him do that.
He's gonna go in there and just kill their black ops budget money.
No, he's not. They won't let him do that. Julio Cesar Chavez, if you don't know, is a boxer.
That's
son,
loose.
The
Loose
son,
term.
yeah.
Oh no, the father's the real deal.
Yeah. The father. That's what I was about to say. He's the son of Julio Cesar Chavez, who was one of the greats.
The greatest Mexican boxer.
Yeah, an action fighter, all heart, really talented.
Yeah,
also,
his dad was fire.
His son, since the beginning, has had a reputation as being kind of a punk.
Aloof.
Yeah, aloof, a punk, couldn't really be bothered.
Just did it because of his name.
Yeah, talented, but just, kind of a dipshit. And he fought Jake Paul.
Yeah.
And as soon as I saw the fight, I was like, he threw the fight. Because you see, all fight, he barely throws a punch. And then in the last round, he really puts it on Jake Paul a little bit. And you're like, wait, where was that?
Yeah.
And it's clear he was just like saying, "Hey,"
and
dude.
he's not even smart enough to sell it right.
No, yeah, of course. But you could tell it was him saying like, "Hey, I could have gotten you." And I think now we're fine. He got deported to Mexico because of his connections with the cartel. And now in Mexico, they've arrested him. He's in Mexican jail now for his connections to the cartel. For one, it's clear that fight was rigged, possibly by the cartel, not even Jake Paul.
Well, Johnny's saying that. This is not Sam Tripoli saying that. I feel like it was an honest, hardworking fight, and Jake Paul should enjoy his victory. He's suing people. Good luck,
Jake
Johnny.
Paul is?
Yeah. Who's saying it's rigged, and I don't think it was rigged.
I found this on the web.
What'd you find on the web?
Why is she talking?
Why is she listening to us?
Again, this is satire, this show. This is a satire program.
Jake Paul, I love what you're doing. I actually do. I like the Paul brothers.
I think he's a good fighter.
Oh, dude, he's
for
like 10
how long? Yeah.
What's his record, Johnny? Honestly, like 11
Probably
and 1?
Yeah, 11-1 now, something like that. Let me see. Box rec. I mean, I take him seriously as a fighter for sure, but that fight just smelled fishy. He's 12-1 now.
12-1. I mean, like, dude, we're looking at a guy
7 knockouts
who's had like huge fights, 5 fights in, 6 fights in. You never see that.
Yeah, and his one loss was to the best boxer he's fought in his relative prime, Tommy Fury.
Who had the fight, or else his family wouldn't talk to him. He had to win, or else his family said they wouldn't talk to him.
And that was a relatively close fight. Okay, so Julio Cesar Chavez was deported from the U.S. to Mexico, but the star boxer isn't roaming free in his own country. Instead, he's cooling his heels in a jail cell after American authorities turned him over to officials south of the border. After 46 days in U.S. custody, he was turned over to Mexico, and shortly before noon, he was transferred to a high-security prison in Sonora. The 39-year-old former WBC middleweight boxing champion, son of his father must just be so depressed about that.
I mean, dude, it's like, dude, I'm a god here. Why are you doing this to me?
He was accused of trafficking weapons, ammunition, and explosives. Those were among the. You hear that? He was trafficking weapons, ammo, and explosives for the cartel. That guy.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
But
They
he
must
was
own him.
also like not a hitman, but
Like
an
a rough-
enforcer
yeah, an
for him.
enforcer,
Like they
right,
would
yeah.
bring in somebody to beat the shit out of him.
It's crazy, dude. How do you? I bet he was on drugs or something, and they got him.
They
just
probably
him.
got all the free drugs he wanted. They probably paid him and go, her.
So sad.
Her.
What do we get? Oh yeah, okay. So your best friend Machine Gun Kelly had a really interesting comment, and it kind of relates to the world of conspiracy, talking about his origins. Here we go. Check this out, dude.
If you'd like to hear the rest of this episode, subscribe to Broken Simulation in your podcasting app, or check us out at youtube.com/Sam Tripoli.
Go deep, homeboy. Aaron, open your mind. Drink from the fountain of knowledge. There's lizard people everywhere. That's some interdimensional shit. Wake up, Aaron.
This is only the beginning.
Dude, you just blew my mind.
Tinfoil hack, tinfoil hack, tinfoil